He's in the centre square and he's just ducked out onto the edge of the centre square, and Brad Johnson has gone with him.
First quarter from Optus Oval. A Carlton win would see the Blues in the 8 tonight after round 18. The Bulldogs looking for a top 4 finish. The informed side of the competition. Wine slaps it down. Ratton tries to get it out. Camporelli's short kick up towards half-forward. A little bit of pushing and shoving there. David Howard has plucked that out. And it's going to be a free kick to be taken by Lappin.
And Craig Turley's got the job playing on Matthew Lappin, who's been a terrific pickup since coming across from St Kilda. He's a little bit taller than what you think.
Todd Curley. Did you say Craig Turley?
Todd Curley coming across from the Bulldogs. Matthew Lappin has been a goal kicker this year.
He's a good kick. That's going to be close, very close, very close. Wine just palms it over his head and through for a rush behind the first score of the match here at Optus Oval.
So a huge task here for the Blues. A chance to get into that 8, take the Swans' place, but with Koutafidis and Sexton out of that defence, certainly has weakened that very strong defence of theirs. Now the kick in from Cameron finds Krediuk. A low trajectory drop putt. He was looking up there towards Darcy. Rice ducks back, and then he cops one. The umpire didn't think it was a free kick. Murphy going in particularly hard. Here's Croft. It's given off by Powell to Hudson, to Johnson from 55 metres, and Johnson has kicked a great goal. Terrific play.
Well, he's such an important player, Brad Johnson. He's been, over the last 2 or 3 years, one of the better Bulldog players. He's a catalyst to get the Bulldogs going all the time, and kicking is one of his strong suits. He's kicked 19 goals now for the season. Craig Bradley is playing on Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson made certain he picked him up at that first centre bounce when he ran outside the centre square. Bradley now has gone up onto the half-forward line. He's been picked up by Nathan Brown. So Brad Johnson now back in the centre square. So a good start for him and the Bulldogs.
Brad Johnson averaging nearly 22 disposals a match, and that was a beauty. First blood to the Doggies. Murphy might have been taken high by Liberatore, not seen by the umpire. Winded Allen, good deal as Peter McKenna pointed out. Look forward to much of that during the course of the afternoon. A little fumble by Grant and a late tackle down there by Silvani. A little bit unnecessary from Sauce, but not illegal according to the ump. And Libba getting into the thick of things. Fraser Brown there watching. Silvani.
It was hip and shoulder in the end, wasn't it?
Paul Salmon was taken by hip and shoulder too, but that was another incident that brought a lot of discussion during the week. A few grey areas in the laws, which will probably be spoken about at length in the off-season. Garlick has the free kick. Chance for the Bullies to score again. Grant, oh, good mark. In fact, it's Darcy. Terrific grab, only about 35 metres out, directly in front. Strong hands, hasn't he?
He's been in very good form. A couple of weeks ago when Adelaide led by 40 points, they threw him into the ruck in the last quarter, and he was the catalyst to get the Bulldogs going. He had a fantastic last term. He's playing understudy, of course, to Scotty Wine. He's got the ability to play up forward. In fact, this year he's been very accurate. He's kicked 11 goals, 6 for the season, and he did kick that important goal against the Adelaide side to get the scores level. So he was under pressure that day. And you expect that being directly in front here, he'll be shooting from about 45 metres out, that he would drill it.
For his 12th goal of the year, Luke Darcy kicks from 49 metres, just sprays it a little bit to the right and registers only one behind. So his first score of the day. Paul Couch with the interchange bench.
That's right. Chris Massey, Murray Vance, Brendan Favola for Ron Dulio for Carlton bench.
Oh, a dangerous kick in, but for luck's of fortune, Nelson was able to grab it on the half volley. But that's a good mark. Well played by Grant. Onto the left, he's a very, very good kick on the left foot to Croft, an underrated player, Matthew Croft. He brings it in towards the half-forward line. Smith at the back goes for the punch. Powell, caught by Silvani. Good play by the fullback. Here's Hudson giving off a hand pass. And the ball is at half-forward. McKay is caught in the tackle, and he couldn't break it. And he's a good, honest player, Andrew McKay. He puts in every week.
He's had a terrific season, Peter. Probably one of his best that he's had. He's always been a very good defender for Carlton, but this year he's been in extraordinary form.
Well, the Bulldogs lead by 6 points. There's Darcy trying to come over the back. Look at the pace of Smith. Takes it off the pack and puts it through for a goal. Well, the running ability of these Bulldog players, Kevin.
Well, he was one of the guys that we prioritised before the opening bounce. He has made his name more so as a winger and as half-back, but it's really been as a forward. Sometimes he even lines up at full forward that he's made his mark this year. He's booted 29 goals for the season, and you can see that extraordinary pace that he has got. Very hard to match up on because of his super pace and his kicking ability. This will be a good duel between Rowan Smith and Andrew Mackay.
Well, two of the great Bulldogs running players getting the opening goals, Brad Johnson and then Rowan Smith. So good signs for the Bulldogs, not so good signs for Carlton. Early days yet, of course. Back to the centre, Wide wins it, albeit not very far. The ball picked up down there by Stephen Powell. His kick to half forward, Rice in the box seat. That's a pretty good effort one-handed. Brings it out to this side of the ground. Not a great kick though. Allen, if he can just snare it inside the boundary line, he can. Kick by Camporelli is short. I think succeeds in getting it to the opposition. The kick taken by Crediuk. Up and under, Croft nearly, lands awkwardly. Garlick pinned, is that holding the footy? The crowd thought so. Croft again, slung as he kicked. The ball down towards half forward. Manton with the fist punches it over the boundary line, and we'll see it thrown in. 2 goals the difference. The throw in right in front of the George Harris stand.
Tony Liberatore's got the job picking up Brett Ratton, who's been, I suppose you can say, one of the gun players for Carlton midfield. And if Carlton are to be beaten today, it certainly will be good if Tony Liberatore for the Bulldogs can keep him under control.
Libber, there he is. Just as long as he kicked. Camporelli doing some good work across the half-back line. That's not a bad sort of a disposal to Adrian Hickmott.
And the long kick is looking for Lappin, who runs back with the flight of the ball. That's good play by Lappin. This could be 50. No, he was hanging on to Lappin's jumper. That was Nathan Brown on the mark. Now, Whitnell on the lead. It's over his head and it beats Allen. Whitnell gets back quickly. That's terrific play by young Whitnell. Johnson with pace, and they're a very quick side, the Bulldogs. Dangerous so as he kicks across. Beaumont couldn't quite hang on to it. This is Todd Curley bending it away towards the boundary line, and Darcy, he's got Murphy to beat. Oh, he does beat him too. Well done by the big fella. Luke Darcy, a good kick in the ground, but look at the pressure put on by Silvani. Fantastic play then by Silvani. I saw him on Lloyd a few weeks ago, and he was magnificent in that duel as well. The kick comes into White. White to Ratton. The kick across the ground is a good one. He finds Allen. But this is where they struggle from here on in. The kick from Nelson. Oh, good mark by Beaumont. And in fact, it might have been Camporelli who gave it over. Well, it was Fletcher, in fact, number 31, the youngster. Now, Beaumont, 8 goals in the first half against the Magpies. Now, he's bringing it in short, and it is successful, and he finds Lappin, but on a very, very tight angle.
Well, he's kicked 20 goals for the season, Matthew Lappin, and he's bobbed up with his 3s and 4s. Takes a very, very strong mark. We can remember in the opening game of the season when he took that ripper. Maybe one of the contenders for the Cadbury Mark of the year. And Simon Beaumont's coming off that 8 goals first half last week against Collingwood. A couple of early touches always goes well, so it looks like he's in good touch as well again today.
They need a goal early. That's a very ordinary kick, but it's an excellent mark taken by Adrian Hickmott. He'll kick for goal from 20 metres.
Well, Adrian Hickmott, he's had a lot of injuries over the last couple of seasons, which has really curtailed his stay here at Carlton. Last game he played, of course, was for the Cats, was against Carlton in the grand final before he came across to the Blues.
Well, he stabs at this one and puts it through for a goal.
So there's Captain Marvel waving the flag for Carlton. Bulldogs have started very well, but Carlton have just settled down. And guys like Hickmott, it's good to see, Pete, when they have so many injuries, knee problems, they're out of the game for a long time, 12 months out of the game virtually, and there he is marking in front of Montgomery. He can be a very important player, and it's good to see him fit and back playing.
6 points the margin. Adrian Hickmott getting the Blues' first goal, a handy one after Rowan Smith and Brad Johnson that scored majors for the Bulldogs. Powell, not a clean possession. West off a step, kicks towards centre half forward. Silvani put the fist in, got the ball out in front. Opportunity for Bradley, his first touch today. Hand pass over the top to Fraser Brown. Needs to be quick, is Brown. Kick short of half forward. Infringement here. A little bit of holding. Free kick, Carlton. Kicks up towards the 10-metre square. Allen, a chance for the Blues. If he can pick it up, he can, but he kicks only behind. All clear.
Well, I think in that case, he needn't have bent down and try and pick it up. He could have just toe poked it off the ground. It was a wasted opportunity here. There was no real need to actually try and bend down. It's a long way down when you're Matthew Allen and you're about 6'6".
KB, the bench for Western Bulldogs: James Cook, Christian Macri, Jose Romero and Adam Contesta.
Thank you, Couchy. And Leon Cameron, as he so often does, to bring the ball back in for the Bulldogs. Gets it to Nathan Brown. Back to Cameron, who kicks with either foot equally well. Punch away by White. Garlick caught underneath it. Johnson taken down. Tackling by both sides, very good. Cameron, after a good shepherd from West, kicks up towards midfield. A marking contest. Manton had it and lost it. Kicked away by Montgomery. Silvani almost got a little nudge in the back there from Grant. Holding the ball, the Bulldogs players and fans say, not according to the umpire, it's going to be a ball up on centre wing.
Well, that's very good umpiring there.
Well, you see, if you actually elect to dive on the ball, well, then you'll be pinged straight away. But in that case, you could see he got a bit of a shove from Chris Grant, which forced him onto the ground, so the umpire gave him extra time.
Yes, dead right. Good umpiring. West. Back it comes towards Robbins. He's caught. Gee, they're tackling hard, Carlton. Camporelli goes in, and it's a free kick to the Blues. Some good signs there. This is Hamill in towards Whitnell. Oh, good mark. A terrific mark. And look at the young kid. He gets straight back to get on with the game. That's really good play. Ordinary looking kick on the left. Oh! Garlick got flattened by his own teammate there. And he copped it above the eye. What's this? Johnson. Bang.
Well, it's been a very hot opening, no doubt about that. And Carlton and the Bulldogs, both sides, tackling very, very hard at the moment. The ferocity is there.
So it's at half forward for the Blues. Well done by Fraser Brown to Bradley. Bradley set sail for goal. Nelson has marked. Used his body beautifully, Ben Nelson. Now he should go back, open up the goals and have a snapshot from here. Wouldn't you agree, Kevin, from there, and try and run out a bit?
He's only played 20 games. His father was a very famous player for Sturt, but he had glandular fever in his first year.
Well, he's dropped the goal. Well, some good positive signs here, Kevin, for the Blues. They're going in particularly hard, and so they should, with the finals berth at stake.
Well, there's opportunities there to be in the top 8. They might have been stung a bit during the week as well, when the coach David Parkin said that B-grade side in terms of team-orientated skills. Well, Craig Bradley that time elected not to have a shot for goal from the acute angle, went across the face of goal, and Ben Nelson took a good mark and kicked a good goal.
Blues back on track, 2-2 to 2-1, and in fact leading the Bulldogs by 1 point. 11 minutes remaining in the first quarter. David Howlett puts it down. That his 17th year of umpiring at senior level. That's not a bad effort. Ratton to Fraser Brown. Bradley, good mark from the veteran.
I'll tell you what, there was a great bit of ruck play by Allen too at that centre bounce.
Well, he has been in very good form. There's Beaumont.
Beaumont making a lead. Allen found some space and running in to stand the mark, Tony Liberatore. So the Blues with some very good field movement there of the footy, and Allen, who's a thumping kick, should be able to get the distance from there.
He does that quite well, dropping back inside 50, Matthew Allen.
One of the informed ruckmen of the competition. His 95th game, and I don't think he's registered a goal with that kick. 1 behind, so the Blues increased their lead to 2 points. Curley gives the ball back to his teammate Leon Cameron, who will bring it once again back into play. Good game of footy. A win to Carlton today will see the Blues in the 8 at the expense of Sydney. And as we mentioned, the Bulldogs trying to sew up a top 4 spot in round 18. Cameron gets the whistle from the umpire, brings it back in.
He kicks to a 2-on-2 contest, and too tall there. Good mark to Darcy. Now he swings onto the left. He's going to kick it long. It's a low trajectory kicking in. Croft did very, very well. So did McKay. Ordinary hand pass may come off. Well done, Beaumont. Beaumont up the ground, looks for Silvani. This is good play again. They've got the loose man going here. Fletcher to Andrew McKay. He's got to kick it quickly. An ordinary kick. Should have kicked it well before he did. And Brown, Nathan Brown, bends it back with a beautiful kick. That was a pinpoint accuracy. He finds Brad Johnson. So Johnson way out on centre wing. He's a good kick of a football in towards half-forward, and Croft has stubbed away from him. Well played by Nelson. Nelson brings it out in the direction of Lappin. Again, it wasn't to Lappin's advantage. Punched away and over the line.
Throw in centre wing. Great game of footy. 2 points the margin. David Parkin, will he continue next year? He's been a fantastic coach. Murphy. Whitnell underneath it, and Southern, they both contested. Darcy, the very athletic Darcy, gets it back to Southern. They're asking for out on the full, but it's not.
There's one interchange. Hudson off for Cook on.
Thanks, Couchy.
James Cook started his career with Carlton.
Be keen to do well today, wouldn't he?
Croft is on his own up on that half-forward line. No one near him for 50 metres.
Wine wrapped up by Lappin.
Well, Hickmott's been picking up Croft. Of course, Hickmott kicked the goal as well. And he got caught up the field, but he's on his way back now.
Free kick. Going to Scotty Wine. He's had one of his best years in the competition since winning the Brown, though. Gives it to Nathan Brown. It's a wrestle. Grant, good mark! In front of Silvani, long way from goal. Actually on the defensive side of centre. Grant looks for distance. They come from all directions. Punch away by Croft. Got it only as far as Murphy. Camporelli with speed. Short of right half forward. Camporelli's kick up towards Beaumont. Couldn't find him. Lappin dives at it. Brown's there. Beaumont. Now Brown again. Curley. Wine. Back to Brown. Bulldogs defence doing well. That's okay. Garlick has it. That left half back. Game settling down a little bit now. West takes possession at centre wing. Well, you'd argue for interference there. It might be against Silvani. Not Silvani. It's going to Darcy. That's White. White has interfered.
You've got to look twice, don't you, with White and Silvani up there with the long sleeves.
Certainly had to do that. Geez, athletic, this guy. He's got a lot like him. Him and Chris Grant, they mark similarly.
His father was a great player at fullback for the Bulldogs. I played on him a few times.
Say you would have played on him a bit, Pete.
Yep. He was a very talented player.
Rowan Smith has it. Smith just short of the 50-metre line. He's really launched into that one and getting into the goals there to take the markers. Whitnell gets a play on call from the umpire.
He's a great player, Whitnell. He's fantastic for such a young bloke. Fletcher, and that's a good kick. And look at Allen. He covers a lot of territory for a tall man, or a dangerous kick. He'll end up, though, with Lappin. Now, Lappin should be able to deliver this. Beaumont on the lead. Couldn't get it. Cameron receives from West, and they're good on this rebounding, the Bulldogs. That's Darcy, another great kick. Or he was off before he marked it, Garlick. Garlick brings it in towards half forward. Oh, good spoil there by Rice. That was fantastic. Murphy can go wide to Allen again. Now here's a loose man, Ratton. He should chip it across. He will. Now Ratton could chip. Oh, he nearly didn't quite get in. Hamill flies. Oh, this is wasted play. Brown marks, but gee, Carlton know how to waste it up forward.
A couple of wasted opportunities, Pete. They could have gone a bit longer to the goal square before, rather than trying to pinpoint passes.
Oh, this is Cameron, and well, they do have problems scoring a lot of goals, Carlton. Here's West. He doesn't have a problem getting the ball, this player. One of the favourites for the Brownlow medal. brings it back to that centre half-forward corridor. Silvani will race back. Great contest going on between he and Grant. Oh, look out, Stephen, you're gone. Oh, he was lucky there. McKay to Hickmott, and they get out of trouble here with Brown taking the mark.
Fraser Brown, and right half back, up to White. He's a centre wing. Kicks over the head of Darcy, finds Hamill. In front of Crediuk. Plays on quickly, that's better, down towards full forward. Almost a mark, grabbed down there by Fletcher, couldn't complete it. Snap at goal is up in the air. Into the goal square it comes. Brown. Ratton snaps over the head of Curley. It'll be out of bounds before Southern can snare it. A throw in about 10 metres from the behind post in Carlton's right forward pocket.
Peter, Simon Garlick off and Jose Romero on for his first run.
Good to see Jose back in the side. Could be a very handy player come finals time. Darcy punches to the front. Ratton's there. Tried to flip the ball out to a teammate. Romero was in the road. Camporelli sees that it's going to be a free kick. He will take it right on the boundary line.
Well, he's just the sort of bloke that can kick this. He's a pretty good kick for goal. I know this is very tough.
Kicked 22 goals for the year and averages nearly 22 possessions a game. Whitnell makes a lead, decides to ignore it. Distance won't be a problem. Traditional drop punt, not bad. Drifts away at the final minute and one behind to Scott Camporelli. That is the preferred pronunciation that he likes, Camporelli, and not other versions. He says it's different back in Italy, but that's the Aussie one that he likes.
Yes, the Italians would say Camporeale, but he wants to be called Camporelli. So 3 points Carlton lead by, and it's just their inability up forward to capitalise on those numerous attacks. This could be out in the full, this. Was it? No, it was a free kick to Curley. So Todd Curley, oh, beautiful kick to Johnson. Johnson, he was keen to push and run there, but it just didn't quite work for him. Johnson hugging the boundary line. Here's Grant. Look at that, Silvani. He's hot on his hammer. Every time Grant's been near the ball, Silvani has been there with him. And it's a nightmare afternoon playing on this bloke.
Romero off.
So
Gallagher.
inside 50. Now look at that. Carlton, Kevin, 12-7.
12-7. Well, we mentioned before, Pete, that Carlton's had a couple of wasted opportunities inside 50.
Powell, oh, that's a bad kick by Powell. Straight to Manton, and they're off and running. Whitnell. I wonder if he's down there in defence or just covering all that ground. Well, there's a guy covering ground, Allen. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's a dangerous hand pass because Whitnell was covered. Not good play then by Allen. And that's where they let themselves down, the Blues. Here's Credial. Hurry kick to half forward. Murphy back with the flight. Showed a lot of courage. Still Murphy. That's kicking in danger, surely. No. Rice drives it to half forward, but no one there. And the mark has been taken by Robbins.
Robbins at centre half back. Goes out wide. Lappin, Brown, Grant. Grant will be too tall. Silvani nowhere in the picture. Rowan Smith and McKay, the two number 5s. Crunch, bang, Ratton has it. And a little bit going off the ball. Free kick Carlton.
So he got crunched then, didn't he?
Silvani will take the free kick. Ouch, that would have hurt. Nelson. No one standing on the mark. Doesn't get onto the kick as well as he would have liked.
That's the skill level, their field kicking Carlton is very, very ordinary.
Bulldogs is better at the moment. Johnson. Whitnell chases. Chips it in short. Cook started on the bench. Getting the boos of the Carlton supporters, obviously. The former Blue himself. Darcy missed it. Croft gives him support. Now Johnson farms it out the side. Powell up and under kick down towards full forward. Marking contest comes to Whitnell, not Whitnell, but Hickmott. Blues out of the danger zone now. Camporelli good to Murphy. Back to Camporelli doing some pretty good work at midfield. Bombs it up towards left half forward. Chance for Beaumont. 8 in the first half last week. Centres it. They need a mark. Brown. Well read, goes defensively for the pocket. Not too many options for him. That was well played in the end.
It's been a good duel so far between Brown and Matthew Lappin. Nathan Brown's had it 7 times and Lapin's had it 4 times. So they've been virtually waxing when the ball comes up on their forward line. It's been a good match-up so far.
Fletcher did well to get that out to Fraser Brown. Here's Lapin. He's looking for the hand pass to open up the goals. Fletcher went in after it. He's lost it. Brown again. A quick kick. 2-on-1. Well done. Oh, dangerous hand pass by Johnson. Here's Murphy. Still Murphy. Ratton chips it wide. He's looking for Brown, who waits for the bounce. Oh, Camporelli back to Fraser Brown. Now let's see if they can do something this time. Whitnell tried to get there. Wine got into the hole. Here's Crediok kicking it wide, and he's got loose players everywhere. One of them's Hudson. Now Paul Hudson bends it back to that centre-half forward area where Darcy comes across and takes a lovely mark. Oh, here's danger. Powell's on his own here. Oh, bad kick by Darcy. That allows the Blues in. Gee, that was a poor kick. Rice drives it in towards half forward. No mark. Nelson was the one. Another dangerous hand pass, but Fletcher did it well. Brings it in towards Beaumont at the back. He's beaten for it, but no mark. They go in hard on Cameron. It's a loose ball with Beaumont. He's got it. He can kick a goal. Oh, have a kick, son. Oh, goodness me. And now a high. They're very lucky there, the Blues.
Well, I think the Bulldogs supporters would think they should have got a free kick with Simon Beaumont. Had time, he had prior opportunity to get rid of the ball here. As you can see, he's then tackled. Very strong tackle. A great tackle by Simon Garlick.
That is holding the ball.
And that is holding the ball, Pete. That's why that rule was brought in. A player would have the opportunity to get rid of the ball. And the tackle also was a beauty by Simon Garlick. Well, so you can hear the boos going around the ground.
Oh, they've got every right. If you don't reward that, what do you reward for the perfect tackle? Anyway, we won't go on about it, but now Carlton have got a kick through Hamill. He's a pretty good kick for goal. They're still hooting as Hamill kicks a goal. Well, lots of fortune there to the Blues. They should have been penalised.
That's a good way to get the opposition supporters upset. He's been a good player. He's kicked 22 goals for the season. But to get a lucky free kick, we see here Beaumont just weighing up his time here, but he was caught.
That's not a handball either. If he tries to claim that as a handball in the showers afterwards.
Well, he still had prior opportunity to get rid of it at the same time. But finished off well by Aaron Hamill. He's a good finisher.
3-4 to 2-1 at Optus Oval in the dying seconds of the opening term. Be a few sore players out there already. Nelson to Murphy, that was okay. Allen to Fraser Brown, knows the clock is ticking down to siren time. Clean bowls, Hamill at half forward. He might be able to butter up again if he can. He's got it. Time on the wing. Back to Fraser Brown. They need a mark. Murphy. Get it moving quickly, son. Murphy well outside 50, up towards full forward. Oh, nearly Beaumont couldn't drag it in. Oh, son. Now the kick is right on the siren from Beaumont, but it won't be allowed.
I thought that kick was before the siren.
It's a point. It's a point.
Yeah.
Just before the siren was kicked. Simon Beaumont, quick snap. Looked like there could have been a free kick earlier in that passage of play. We may even get a quick replay of that. And Carlton supporters now a little bit disappointed that maybe they didn't get a kick there. And we see here, I would say, Scotty Wine having a chat just about that tackle that was put on by Simon Garlick. And he's having a chat to David Howlett there. Terry Wallace coming down. And there's the skipper, Scotty Wine.
Well, the Bulldogs got the first 2 goals of the match through Rowan Smith and Brad Johnson. But Carlton fought back well. A couple of good duels out there, and you mentioned one, Kev, between Brown and also Lapin. Both of them had been getting plenty of possessions. Terry Wallace comes out to address his side. Hickmott, Nelson and Hamill, the goal kickers for Carlton. David Parkin joins him on the field. From Optus Oval, we'll take a break. Back in just a moment.
Does work.
Thanks, Judgy. Well, we don't write the Bulldogs off, even if they're 40 points down. The start of the second quarter at Optus Oval. It's 10 points the margin in favour of the Blues. Not a great bounce. Enables Wine to get a tap out, albeit not very far. It comes back to Ratton from Fletcher. Cross half forward, flipped up to Allen. Now Nelson off the left, doesn't travel very far. Oh, Bradley, was he taken high in the marking contest? Not according to the umpire. It's going to be a ball up, only about 15 metres out from Carlton's goal. Rowan Smith, who got a goal in the first quarter for the Bulldogs. A bounce. Wind and Allen. The latter tried to come over the top. Ineffective as it was in the end. Wind punches it out. Brown tackled well by Camporelli. Ball jarred free in that tackle. A holding decision, in fact, going the Western Bulldogs' way. Brown will take it. Good deal with Lappin in the first quarter. Both had plenty of possessions. Nathan Brown goes defensively towards the boundary line. He's looking for Macri just onto the ground for his first touch in senior football. Youngster originally from Leon Gather, picked up by Darcy. Bradley lets it go. And Johnson sees it over the boundary line in front of our commentary position on centre wing.
Yes. Quite a good tall marking forward line at the moment, with James Cook lining up at full forward. You got Darcy, of course, Luke Darcy playing on the half forward flank, and also Chris Grant. So there's a bit of marking power there, and Adam White is the mismatch there, picking up Darcy.
Well, Allen has handballed straight here to Johnson. Cook appealing for a free kick. I think he might have staged that a little bit. He might have been just momentarily held. Let's have a look.
On the shoulder.
On the shoulder. Oh.
Well, technically correct. But
technically correct, but I don't know. You see that all the time, don't you? Didn't seem to be a lot in it, but Cook will kick for goal from directly in front. 40 metres out. He's normally a very accurate kick. And no doubt about that, it's a goal. So James Cook, against his former club, has kicked his first, and the Bulldogs now trail by 4 points.
25 goals for the season now to James Cook. I can always remember when he was drafted, there was Jason McCartney and James Cook, and Carlton, through some dealings, had a chance to have the first pick of those two guys. And David Parker went for James Cook, and I'll never forget, he said he went for Cook because he had Royce Hart-like qualities. Here he is today, lining up at full forward against his old side.
James Cook gets his first goal. And we have a centre square infringement, and it's going Carlton's way. Gee, coaches must hate that.
Tell you what, James Cook's got a long way to go to be as good as
well, he was only
Royce
16 years of age when he was drafted, and that was the comments.
Beaumont.
Sensational player, Royce Hart, wasn't he?
He was. A knee injury forcing him ultimately out of the game. Good mark by Beaumont here. Kicked 8, as we know, before half-time last week. A chance for his first today. Prior to that, of course, he just kicked 12 for the season. It was a red letter day. If you play for Carlton, it'd be a blue letter day. From 45 metres. Oh, it's hit the post. He's not with his kicking boots on this afternoon, at least so far.
Peach, the bench for Carlton: Chris Massey, Murray Vance, Brendan Favola, Ron Delia at the start, as it was at the first quarter.
Well, he's kicked 2 behind and 2 posters, Simon Beaumont.
3-6 to 3-1, so Carlton back leading by 5 points. Nathan Brown to bring the ball back into play.
Well, he even admitted himself last week his kicking has been pretty ordinary, and then he kicked those 8 straight in the first half. Now here's Murphy on the left. He's a beautiful kick, Murphy. Is that a free kick? No. Sometimes the umpire pays that for in the back when the player may have taken the mark. He tried hard, Brown, didn't he, Kevin, not to push him in the back?
Yes, I would have given Brown the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah, he didn't actually shove him hard in the back. Now here's Wind at the back, going for the big punch away. Brown, is nearly unloaded, but he did that well. Well done, Fraser Brown. Inside 50, fires a goal and kicks another behind. So this is very, very wasteful by the Blues.
Deserved better than Pete, that passage of play by Fraser Brown. It was strong, wasn't it?
Very strong play. Well, he's a very, very tough player, Brown. Not over-endowed in pace. Makes up for it by being hard at the ball, as does Brett Ratton. So Leon Cameron with that sweeping left foot kick to the half-back area. It's dumped over the back. Liberatore goes in after it. Powell's flattened. Umpire calls advantage, and now he'll bring it back because he wasn't sure if it was going to work to their advantage, when in fact it did. Powell Garlick's on centre wing, and he will look down to a forward line that is pretty well covered. Rice and he did that well, Hudson. He's clever. Well played, Hudson. Macri kicks over the back towards Cook, who doesn't quite hang on to it. Soccers off the ground and has missed. And Cook looks up wistfully because he really did have an opportunity. He probably should have marked that, Kevin.
Yes, he had an opportunity, but he did the right thing in trying to kick it off the ground.
5 points the margin. 1 goal, 1 to James Cook. Rice to bring the ball back. He's got Manton near the boundary line. Hickmott a little bit closer in. He's gone much more direct. Straight to Chris Grant. He'd be the last guy you want to pick out.
Gee, you read that well, Chris Grant. He was on the move before he kicked the ball.
Hickmott in front. Cook over the top. Chance for a goal. Manton runs it through after Contessa tried to get boot the ball. One rush behind.
Pete, the bench for the Western Bulldogs: Brett Montgomery, Matthew Croft, Matthew Robbins and Jose Romero.
Speaker P. Couch, Parliament House, Boggy Creek. 3-7 to 3-3. Big kick by Nelson. That is a huge roost. Punch to the front by Danny Southern. Hudson tries to crash his way through. Gee, it might have almost been a free kick there to Powell. The umpire lets it go. Camporelli mops up well across half-back for Carlton. Pinpoint accuracy needed. Lappin got underneath it, farms it out. Fletcher, Fraser Brown kicks towards right half forward. Bradley did well, marked it just inside the line.
Terrific kick.
4 points is the margin in favour of the Blues. Doesn't usually waste a kick, does Craig Bradley. Plenty of Bulldogs there. White was his target. Johnson's got it. Brushes one tackle, off a step. Johnson kicks to a contest on centre wing. Hudson makes it no contest in front of Rice. Good mark, good strong grab. Wheels around quickly. That's excellent delivery. Powell, Nelson's got him. Contessa, beautiful kick. Darcy, 15 metres out, has put it through for a goal. Bulldogs back in front.
He's been very good, Luke Darcy. He's already taken 5 marks. He's had 10 possessions. Now he's kicked the goal. He's a bit of a worry up forward. It's been the matchup. I see that Manton's gone across onto him now. He had Adam White early in the game. That matchup of Cook, Grant and Darcy. A little bit of a problem with the marking power down there. And he's in really good touch. I think that game against Adelaide has really lifted Luke Darcy's confidence.
Luke Darcy playing particularly well, and he has given the Western Bulldogs the lead. Yeah, with Koutafidis out and Sexton, it's just weakened that back line a little bit.
And White is still playing up Darcy. Manton's picked up James Cook.
Well, that's a real worry. Look at that with height. Now, White is nowhere near in the same height as Darcy, and this is they've got to do something about that. The beautiful pass to Cook. And that is the one matchup that isn't working. Silvani is good on Grant.
They might have to move either Whitnell or maybe even Beaumont. Will weaken their forward line, but they might have to look at getting someone a bit taller down there to try and see if they can offset it, because Darcy so far is just about the best player on the ground.
Dominating the game, Darcy.
9 kicks, 6 marks, 2 handballs to Darcy.
So James Cook kicking for his second. We mentioned he's a good kick for goal. Look at that, right through the middle. 2 goals to James Cook. And all of a sudden the Western Bulldogs, as we so often see, just getting on a little bit of a roll.
Well, we know that pre-season he was given an ultimatum to lose some weight because he seemed to be grossly overweight during that pre-season before the start of the year. He's a player that's got enormous ability, Pete. You can see by what he's been able to do today. And we saw him play in the finals a couple of years ago when he was magnificent, but he's just got to make certain he's always fit so he can produce his best.
2 goals, 1 to James Cook, but Luke Darcy, a pass that was right on the chest and lays out. Now another centre square infringement, again going Carlton's way. Terry Wallace will be less than happy. Matthew Allen, the recipient of the kick.
I think Hamill's gone down onto Darcy now.
Lappin, Brown, real up and under kick. That's not good. Not if you're a forward player anyway. Crediuk has taken the mark.
That's the right choice too with Hamill because he's a marking player.
Yeah, still giving away plenty of inches though, Couchy.
Yeah, they're going to struggle to match up on him. It's
Johnson to Curley. Back up to midfield. Grant and Silvani. Bradley reads it best if he can pick it up. He can. Looking for options across half forward. Craig Bradley finds Whitnall. Just a little bit too slick on that occasion for Danny Southern, getting whistled back on the mark. He goes in short. It's come off okay. Ron Diulio on the ground for the first time. Diulio from 50. 101st game. Looks for Murphy. Just caught out there by Contessa. Pick up the centre wing. Grant or Darcy. He's playing well. Hamill. Kick comes from Diulio. Southern tries to barge his way through. Not successful. It's a hot potato out there. That might have been a trip almost to Fletcher, but not picked up. It seemed to be grabbed around the ankle, number 31. Let's take a look at it again. Oh,
Well, they just missed him.
just missed him. You're right.
He's a promising young player, Pete Fletcher. He just moves like a footballer.
Just his third game. Youngster from Grovedale. Whitnall, short kick out of the congestion. That's as far as it's going. We'll see another bounce. 33 plays 25. The Bulldogs by 8 points.
It's a vital time coming up now. 12 minutes, just over 12 minutes left in the second term. The Blues, they're trying particularly hard, but they're just a tall player short on the back line. Their forward line not really firing. They lack a real good crummer up there too, I reckon, than Carlton.
Well, of course, the Bulldogs just about the form side of the competition, Pete. Just lost that one game to Essendon in their last 11. They had the drawn game here against Hawthorn as well. So they're one of the best sides in the competition. They keep the pressure on.
Certainly are. They've been around in the finals area for a few years now, and a lot of people would love to see them win it. There's Murphy receiving from Diulio. Our Ratton brings it into Whitnall. Oh, geez, a good player, this kid. Look at that. Gets back, brings it in towards Beaumont. Can't mark. Wine caught. Gets in a hand pass. Murphy will centre this to the top of the square. They need a mark. Oh, Ratton's got it and he's kicked the goal. Good play. Excellent play by Murphy to centre that ball instead of blazing away.
And Scotty Wine, of course, not pick up Matthew Allen then, because he actually did very well, Scotty Wine. Here you can see him get back, and just by putting the arm in the air, he was then able to give off the handball, but unfortunately he didn't really hit his target. And then Matthew Allen was able to run back, and being a bit too big there for Leon Cameron, able to put that through. So very handy goal for the Blues, who keep chipping away.
Matthew Allen approaching the 100-game milestone today, number 95 for him. 2 points the difference now. The Bulldogs lead 33-31. Garlick punches the ball clear of Fletcher. Wind to Liberatore. The two Brownlow medalists combining. He kicks up towards half forward, and Grant over the head of Silvani. Hudson in front of Rice.
Great kick.
See, some of their kicks onto the forward line have been brilliant.
The good thing about this kick from Chris Grant, you can see how quick it is through the air, because he's got that ability to really punch the ball, and it makes it so difficult then for a defender. Rice was there, but the ball just didn't hang in the air long enough for him to make ground. So it's a wonderful kick.
And we saw Darcy hit Cook on the chest with a similar pass only minutes back. Hudson from 48 metres. Darcy again.
There's that height.
Man of the match so far.
Well, he's
seventh mark.
Seven marks, Pete. He's had 11 possessions,
He's
kicks a
just
goal.
too tall. But they haven't got a lot of options, Carlton, have they?
Well, as I said before, they might have to sacrifice maybe Whitnall to go down playing defence.
That's the shot that he's got. Terrific camera angle there. Will he run around or just come in with a drop punt? Runs around, slide, bananas it. Gets the goal. Class act, Luke Darcy today, and he's capped off the stats we gave you before of 10 kicks, 2 handballs and 7 marks with 2 goals.
Yes, we can see here the marking strength of Luke Darcy. Hamill's just been moved down onto him. Adam White was a bit too short. And what is happening, he's just moving up and down the ground with Chris Grant. 1 minute Chris Grant is virtually the target at centre-half forward, and he swaps with Luke Darcy. So they're just interchanging between centre-half forward and full forward.
Normally you would have Koutafidis playing on Grant, probably Silvani on Cook, and you'd probably have Sexton on Darcy. So a couple of injuries make a big difference as Camporelli comes down towards half forward. Crediot went in hard after the ball. Finds Southern. Now West. Now Curley. This is excellent team play. They're a good running side. Robbins on the left foot down to half foot. Macri couldn't get back. Hamill. Good hand pass under pressure. Diolio just gets his boot to it. Now Carlton have got numbers here. A free kick back behind the play, holding on Southern. And Danny Southern, although I think he prefers to be known as Daniel Southern, someone told me, but Southern to half forward or almost a free kick. It is a free kick against Bradley. Pushing the back. It's going, oh goodness me, it's going Hamill's way. I think Bradley was a bit lucky here. Let's see what happened. Must have been
shepherding.
Oh, against Grant at the back. Thought it could have gone against Bradley as well. Now McKay gives it off. Almost handed it to Silvani. In towards half forward. Manton in front. No mark, said the umpire. Nelson did well. Ronnie Diolio chips in towards the pocket looking for a lead. He's got it here. A hand pass comes back to Hickmott. Hickmott, back it comes, and racing it for Bowler it is. He's on the ground, number 25 for the Blues. A couple of chances there for Carlton. And number 25 you saw there was Brendan Fabolo, who's just come on.
They've given him a big name to live up to, haven't they? Wearing Jez's number 25, which he wore with distinction for many years. Last captain coach of a premiership side. Probably will be the last ever. Ratton. That might bounce through. Oh, yes! An amazing goal from Brett Ratton.
Well, it's nice to have a bit of luck in football, and we often talk about being an oval ball. You never know what's going to happen. Bulldogs just 2 points in front. Ratton, of course, has been picked up by Tony Liberatore. Hasn't stopped him to keep winning the ball. He's had 10 possessions. Brett Ratton, and Libber's had 4 so far. He's a ball-winning machine, Ratton, and a nice little bit of luck.
.37 plays 39. Brett Ratton, an amazing snap. Liberatore out of the congestion at midfield. Kicks to space on centre wing. Camporelli, Blues will certainly be lifted by that. Fletcher goes in short. Bradley up one hand and tried to knock it down. Camporelli with the knock on. Centering kick from him. That's well done to Murphy. Strong grab. Needs to get it moving quickly and does. Nelson the target. Doesn't bounce too kindly for him. The Bulldogs with numbers. They come from all directions. Still Nelson. Back to Lappin. Takes the bomb with his pace. Lappin from 40 metres. Has got another one, or has he missed? I think he's missed it. He has one behind. Golden opportunity missed.
Yeah, it's a good effort though. He played that pretty well, as did Nelson. Nelson got a cruel bounce, didn't he? You talked about that oval ball.
It may have even been a throw by Nelson too to get that ball out.
I think it was.
I think he meant to try and get the fist of the ball, but it didn't make contact, but the umpire was on the wrong side.
Well, Curley plays a little mark drop by Robbins, and that could be deemed holding the ball then. Oh, a little bit lucky. Robbins kicks where there's Carlton players, but it was a very, very good mark to Johnson. He had 2 to beat. And he has marked. We've got a very good contest going on in this game. Johnson down that centre corridor. Darcy couldn't quite hang on to it. Here's Contessa hooking it back. Rice dives, a good attempt. Hickmott has lost it. Silvani did that beautifully. Well played, Stephen Silvani. And he heads for the boundary line. It's a wobbly ball, and it beats the players over the line.
Peter, Scotty West has come off for Jose Romero, but Simon Fletcher's done a great job with negating Scotty West today.
Yes, we haven't seen a lot of West, and there he is, one of the Brownlow medal favourites, and very impressed with that young Simon Fletcher, half forward for the Bulldogs. There's Powell Quick kick down towards half forward. It was no mark Silvani. Well played, Stephen Silvani. What a great player he has been for the Blues for a long time. Dean Rice. He's a beautiful kick, Rice. But on this occasion, Curley has read it well and has taken a good mark.
Just off the bench, Ramiro. So no one near him. Measures it well. Gets it over to Powell. Powell lobs it in front of goal. Plenty of Bulldogs there. Manton confronts them both.
Darcy.
I don't think a mark, or has he played the mark?
Mark
It has
to
to Darcy. Well, there were a few hands on that. I'd like to see it in replay. Watch Luke Darcy. Watch Manton.
It's a good mark.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'd pay it. Good call. So a chance to increase the Bulldogs' lead to 7 points.
He's the big problem, isn't he?
Luke Darcy was 10
he
kicks,
is the big
8
problem for the
marks.
Blues.
Well, a couple of weeks ago I mentioned he was best player on the ground against Adelaide when they had that great last quarter when they came from 40 points behind. And I think he's just grown in confidence from that game. That was a big win by the Western Bulldogs. First time, you know, they got back at Adelaide after losing those preliminary finals, and I think it's just done wonders for his confidence.
Darcy from directly in front. Gets the goal.
Well, he's booted 3 goals in this second term. Still not much in the game, just 7 points. And I suppose whilst they're within touch and causing the Bulldogs some trouble, they'll continue to go with their own forward line with Whitnell at centre-half forward. But if the score was to blow out a little bit, they may have to, as I said before, they'll look at maybe a different option on Darcy, who's certainly causing some problems at the moment.
Well, 7 points the margin in favour of the Bulldogs. There's not a lot in this game. There's Robbins hooking it back. The Blues are there in numbers. Allen's doing a good job. Ratton fisted on. A hard ball to be got here. Camporelli did well. It was held to him, and good umpiring to bounce it. The big difference at the moment is down Carlton's end, they really haven't got a multiple goal kicker. They're all kicking singles. Darcy down the other end just looks so dangerous. He's kicked 3.
They might even consider putting Silvani across and then maybe Hamill on the ground. Grant's not a huge overhead mark. He takes a lot of marks on the lead, and he's very mobile, and Hamill might be able to do better on him.
I agree with you, Kevin. I think they might have to bite the bullet here. Ramiro, or that was a push in the back to Hudson.
Yes,
no doubt in the world about that one. He was put out of the contest by Rice. Pushed him in the lower portion of the back. Now Hudson's dangerous because he kicks the ball so well. Look at that low trajectory kick. That is a great kick to Cook, and no fullback can stop that.
And we spoke about that before, Peter, the ability to kick the ball quickly through the air. Gets to your teammate, spot on, gives no chance really for a defender. There's no hang time there.
Only thing Glenn Madden could have done is stand space side of him, not let him have that space to run into, stand on the other side of him.
Yes, quite true, Paul. But
because they do short pass a lot into their forward line, the Bulldogs, so you're better off to play in front.
And Grant and Hudson, as Kevin was saying about these low trajectory kicks, they're very, very difficult to stop unless you get front position. If you're caught behind, you're gone. Now, Cook is a great kick for goal. As we know, he's kicking for his 3rd. He just lays back on that one and hooks it across. And that's handy for Carlton that he's missed that one.
Well, the 2 key forwards have kicked 5 goals between them in this quarter, and Cook's also kicked 2 behinds.
Stephen Silvani kicks short. Oh, Rice couldn't get back there. This could be costly. Johnson sockers it off the ground. Manton. Montgomery went in very hard after that ball. Lappin has it punched away and over the line, way out at half forward for the Western Bulldogs.
Well, they got out of it just under 4 minutes remaining to half-time, and the throw-in in front of the Legend stand just outside 50. Beaumont over the top of Darcy, Ramiro and Fletcher, and Jose takes it out. Good to see him back into the Bulldogs lineup. Had more than a few problems this year. Darcy and Beaumont. Past McKay, Smith over Bradley's head. McKay again, out to Allen. They may be able to run it away. They can. Hickmott, beautiful smother by Wine, but that's out of bounds. Won't come up on the stat sheet, but boy, was that effective.
Well, he's had a great season, Scott Wine.
I think it'd be on
McKay limping too behind the play. Seems to have a sore left shin. You can just see him in the background there. Get back to that in a minute.
We can't move too well, either.
No, Silvani over the top. Doesn't bounce too kindly for Ramiro. Tapped on by Fletcher. Ramiro still close to the boundary line. Keeps it in play. No, he hasn't kept it in play. And McKay still hobbling. You can see there in the top part of the screen. He would be a blow. He's holding his calf or shin. Seems to want to stay on the ground, so I guess that's good news in itself. Johnson, Ramiro, bumped by Bradley as he kicks. Up and under job at that. McKay has to go at it hard. Lands awkwardly again. Johnson tries to go off the ground. Rice off a step. Kicks up towards midfield. It's all Carlton. That's okay for the Blues. Fraser Brown onto Lappin. One of Carlton's best today. He's been busy. Has had a good deal with Brown. Kicks up towards full forward for Vola. Just couldn't quite get his boot to the ball. Pressured there by Criticook. It's out of bounds in Carlton's right forward pocket.
Well, he's tough, McKay. He did just before. He stood under that high mark and he didn't flinch one bit. He is tough as nails, Andrew McKay. Were you thinking that too, Kevin?
I thought he was just great.
I thought he was going to, yeah.
Should have been off the ground. He was limping that bad. If he was a horse, we would have shot him.
Well, it's hooked back by Brown. Oh, geez, a good player, this kid. I reckon he is fantastic. That was a good mark, running back with the flight, but he just thinks all the time, and they really do need this goal. He has yet to score a goal. Back with the flight and plucked it out of the air, and he has kicked the goal. So the Blues cannot be shaken off. They're only 2 points behind the Western Bulldogs.
Well, he is a terrific talent. Early in the season when he wasn't playing very well and there was talk about him being overweight, it does appear that he had a back problem as well and therefore couldn't train and couldn't put the work in. Had a bit of a break. He's come back and really in the second half of the season he's been a very good player for Carlton. Does an extraordinary job for one so young. He's been their key forward for the last 3 years.
He kicks 5 marks to Lance Whitnell, his 31st goal of the year. Runner-up in the side's best and fairest last year.
And Fraser Brown, Pete, has been terrific. 10 kicks and 6 handballs.
Yes, very busy around midfield, and he'll need to keep going if they're to win the match. DiUlio, game number 101. What can Ronnie give them down towards full forward? That's a great mark for Ratton.
That is a top mark.
Kicked a goal earlier with a fantastic snap from the boundary. Dual best and fairest winner at Carlton. This was on a plate. And what a mark in front of Libba. Brett Ratton averages over 26 disposals a game. And the Bulldogs' defence equal to the occasion there, off the hands and through for a rush behind to the Blues. So under 2 minutes remaining in the half. Leon Cameron to bring it in. We can't get much closer than that, can we? 45 plays 46. Cameron goes in short to Nathan Brown. He's been having a running battle with Lappin. Blues with the numbers on centre wing. Paints to the front. Ramiro. Whitnell wraps him up. Not Whitnell. Hickmott wraps him up. Ball jarred free. Tackle by Favola. Out to Mock. Beautiful smother by Silvani. Vance gets it to Brown. We just spoke of Brown in glowing terms. Can he cap it off with a great kick? Centres it. He's got the mark, has he, Lappin?
Yeah, paid the mark.
Terrific grab. I was speaking about the duel he was having with Brown, and then he comes up with a real slip sketch.
What about, that is one of the best smothers I've ever seen by Silvani.
Yes, well, he's done that many times before, hasn't he, Peter Silvani? He's so desperate.
He dived on his boot.
And it's important because here's the turnover, and here's a chance now to kick a goal.
And put Carlton in front. He's done it. Blues in front.
I was speaking to Stan Alves about Matthew Lappin. There's that great smother. That is just the copybook classic smother that coaches love to see. Throwing yourself on top of the boot. Fraser Brown's been an important player. He's had it 17 times. This is a pretty good mark. He's had to push off Nathan Brown, but he's a good finisher. Stan Els was telling me he's got amazing talent, Matthew Lappin, in terms of his skills and in reading the game. And Carlton now are reaping the rewards for recruiting him.
Well, 5 points the margin. Blues in front. Just over a minute left before half-time. Wind and Allen. Brown working hard in the clinches there. Ramiro receives from Johnson, that was. Well played by Vance. On to Brown, who's working very, very hard. Hamill did well. Can they get another one? Hand pass comes to Lappin, who Kevin was just talking about. Well played, Lappin. Oh, that's a clever little kick as he bends it back. And it is Vance who's taken the mark. He chips it in. He's found Hamill. Oh, gee, a goal here before half-time would be handy, Kevin.
Well, they've moved Hamill off Luke Darcy. They've got Manton playing on him now. And Simon Beaumont has gone down to full back, playing on James Cook. And we suggested maybe Beaumont or Whitnell would go into defence to try and even up the situation down there. But Hamill has now moved forward.
Vance was just given a little welcome to AFL there, wasn't he?
Well, this is a big kick coming up. It's a difficult kick. He's hugging the boundary line. If he could thread this through, it'd be almost a 2-goal lead with 20 seconds before half-time. It'll be psychologically, it's a very, very big kick. We're right behind this. He's hooked it, and it's only a behind. Still, that takes the margin onto the even goal, I feel. Just wait a little look. Yes, the scoreboard shows 6 points the margin in favour of Carlton.
10 seconds remaining in the half. Leon Cameron to bring it back. Curly number 11 he's got. Runs it out. Probably won't be any more scoring, and there's something happens off the ball. Montgomery, strong hands at half back. Opens it up with a hand pass to Ramiro. Ramiro's kick up towards half forward. The mark is taken by Chris Grant as the siren goes to end the first half. But Carlton have stood tall. They probably could have been further in front at quarter time. They led 3-5 to 2-1, but they missed some easy shots. They had plenty of the ball in their, or inside their 50, but they've come out and kicked a further 4 goals, 5 in the second term to lead by 1 goal, 7-10 to 7-4. So a good game of football. Remember, if the Blues win, they will displace Sydney in the 8 tonight. We'll take a break from Optus Oval. Don't go away. It's going to be a crackerjack second half. Back shortly. Ground. Melbourne Eastern Suburbs. 1 goal the difference. We begin the second half of the game here. The Blues must win to advance into the 8 at the expense of Sydney. They lead by 6 points. Allen and Wine go at it. Fraser Brown, arm pin, still got a kick out in the direction of Bradley. Powell beats him to it. Liberatore smothered by Nelson. Knock on to Bradley. Back to Brown. They can set something up here. Diulio onto Camperelli. Kick number 10, and he has kicked a goal.
What a fantastic opening to this third quarter. You wouldn't see a better constructed goal than this, where you see the smother for a start came from Nelson in the arms there of Craig Bradley. The run of Fraser Brown been magnificent in the first half. Diulio back to Camperelli, and to finish it off, you can see the open forward line. Camperelli is a finisher, and a fantastic way for the Carlton side to start this third term.
And Kevin, they also had another option there, because Murphy was running again if he wanted to go wide again, and there's Terry Wallace looking on. So a brilliant start to this term by the Blues. There's Liberatore again. That was smothered, that little give. Diulio. Oh, this is a good start to the Blues. They go forward again. Lappin and Brown did well. That has been a terrific duel. Honours pretty even at the moment. Brown kicks it wide. Good no mark to Smith. Didn't quite hang on to it. Again, a little bit of pressure on the Bulldog players. That was Johnson. Croft did well. Croft brings it in towards half forward. He's looking for Darcy. Silvani flies at the back with Manton. Liberatore, the danger player in Darcy, sets sail for goal, and he's hooked this one and has missed. So the Carlton supporters breathe a sigh of relief. The margin is 11. There's the Bulldogs bench.
And we've got Brett Montgomery, Matthew Robbins, Christian Macri and Jose Romero.
Thank you, Couchy, as Dean Rice brings it to Silvani. Silvani again, a low kick. It's a good kick. Diulio. That could almost have been 50. Just got to let go at the right time, Liberatore. Then the kick out wide, Manton. Oh, that's cleverly done. Hand pass over the top, Fletcher. Probably a little bit too much here. Almost a scoop. Murphy did well. Manton, he's got to pick it up and get rid of it quickly. Back to Murphy, who's a great kick. He should be thinking about kicking it. He does, and he chips it out wide. And he finds Fletcher.
Disposal number 11. McKay. Oh, he's still hobbling. That's not good news.
I wouldn't want to lose him.
No, it's he's holding his right leg. There was his left before half-time. He's got it onto Murphy.
What if he's got a calf injury?
Well, he doesn't look too good. He's a vet. He should know what the problem is. They call him the doc. Silvani, who played at fullback last week, moved down and kicked a goal. He's going to kick one here, or in fact try to. Whittle makes a lead. He's ignored that. Now McKay is coming off the ground. We'll get Paul Couch onto the job shortly to find out what the problem is. That's a real blow for Carlton. Silvani lays back on it just a little bit. Grant in front. In fact, he's nearly taken the mark there. Not paid. Johnson. Right on 50. Diulio a chance. Fraser Brown gives him support. Smacks it back into play. That was okay. Nelson confronted. Still Nelson. Kicks it down. Oh, Lapham and Brown. They both had 11 possessions. Now, is that a mark? I think he's going to play it.
It's an unbelievable mark if he took it.
Well, I mentioned to you before, he took it as far as I'm concerned here.
Yes.
I don't know.
Got his hands underneath it, AP. It's missed.
Yep. Missed with a shot at goal.
And Brown saying to the umpire that was no mark.
I agree with him. Goal 2, and McKay sits the bench.
I hope it's not a calf injury, because they are a very nasty injury and hard to get over.
The bench for Carlton too was Murray Vance, Andrew McKay, Brendan Fowler and Adam White.
We'll see if we can find out, Couchy, because that's a real blow for Carlton if he has to stay off the ground. 59 plays 47, 2 goals the difference.
Leon Cameron kicks it wide, and he has found Curley. Well, as of yet, the Bulldogs really haven't got into their normal free-flowing game. Here's Powell as he kicks it down towards the half-forward line. Manton's doing a good job. Silvani has been terrific again. Goes wide to Hickmott. Oh, a dangerous hand pass, that one, Murphy. Hickmott, the chip pass should reach his teammate, and it does. That's Massey. Now Murphy's a great kick. He should bomb it long. They need a mark to Whitnell, who's at the back. Good play by Whitnell. That punch away was terrific. Powell, Johnson. And now the danger is on, because here comes the running player. Rowan Smith, can he run around Bradley? No, he stabs it low in towards full forward. And a good lead. And Cook has marked in front of Beaumont.
Smith coming off. Hasn't really had an impact on this game. Kicked an early piece of play, kicked an early goal, but just the 6 possessions so far to Rowan Smith. Montgomery comes on to replace him.
So 2 goals the margin at the moment, and Cook, and he doesn't miss too many. He's a good kick for goal. He's kicked 2 already. And a chance to bring the deficit back to 6 points. James Cook. That's sneaking it in, I would think, just in goal. So James Cook has kicked 3, as has Luke Darcy, and we're in for a bit of a nail-biter here, I think, Kevin.
Well, the key forwards are causing the trouble up forward for Carlton. 3 goals to James Cook and 3 also to Luke Darcy. Rowan Smith's kicked the goal, and so is Brad Johnson. Smith, of course, was on his way off the ground, I feel, when he delivered that ball to James Cook. But it's been a close game all day. Carlton won by 2 points the first encounter this year. It's going right down to the wire.
He's got a jarred ankle, KB. And
Jarred ankle, Couchy, is it?
Andrew McKay, and he said, I said to him, "Are you going to come back on?" He said, "Of course I am."
Don't argue with a half-back flanker.
Oh, he's tough.
He is. Camporelli goes off the ground. Now Powell from Montgomery. Ratton, if he gets a bounce, no he doesn't. Johnson steps in front of him. Thought about the hand pass, now goes long with the pass. Grant! Has he got the mark? Gee, I thought he held it. What did you think, KB?
Silvani might have chipped in.
Let's have a look here. We can see,
Oh, maybe some Silvani fingernail there.
but then again, in marking contests, you know, the opposition player often does get a touch on the ball at the same time. Probably just didn't have enough purchase on it.
Darcy and Allen. Grant, West, nearly tripped up. Real up and under job, this one. They come from all directions. Ratton goes for the boundary line. Carlton fans remain silent, not saying anything, hoping that the boundary umpire and the field umpire give them the okay, and they have. It'll be thrown in pretty well right on 50 in front of the George Harris Social Club stand. George, former president, of course. Always interesting at the official luncheon when he got up to speak. Wine taps down. Croft goes this way and goes that way. Over the head of Diulio. Which way will it bounce? It bounces towards the boundary line. Beaumont and Cook are there. It's going to be a Carlton free kick to Beaumont. Playing in defence on Cook at the moment. Hickbot. Rice gets collared.
Gee, that was a fantastic mark there by Rice.
He's courageous, isn't he?
Kept his eyes on the ball.
Freddie Hook stands the mark. Rice. Bradley, outnumbered there. Darcy, easy as you like. He's taken plenty of marks. Luke Darcy, that's number 9. That's the easiest he'll get all day.
I see Bradley looked around. He was hoping Allen would have come out with him. Howe. Hudson. There's that low trajectory kick again. Silvani had no chance that time because the delivery was magnificent there to Grant. You've got to hand it to Silvani. He has really battled hard.
Well, he's kicking for goal has lacked a bit of confidence this year, Chris Grant. I think he's even admitted himself that he's been looking to feed the ball off rather than go back, have a kick himself. Against North Melbourne, from memory, he booted the 6 goals, which was great for his confidence. He still kicked the 27 goals for the season, but really he has lacked a little bit of confidence.
Well, it's a tight angle. It won't be easy. So Chris Grant to level the scores with this kick. I think he's hooked it. And has he scored? Yes, he has. He sneaks it in from behind. So the margin is now 5 points. So the Blues clinging onto that lead. But we do know the Bulldogs in recent weeks have been charging home in their games.
Certainly did last week. The Cats look to have them on toast midway through the final quarter. That's a terrible kick in. Montgomery couldn't capitalise. Is it out of bounds? No, it's not. Hickmott has got it. Kicks up towards the centre wing position. Diulio. Well, on first thought, that's an Academy Award job.
I agree with you. He was trying to play on Diulio, no doubt about that.
Oh, no points, Ronnie. Pretty terrible acting anyway. Ratton, he's been good. Camporelli, arguably even better.
Bad kick.
Wasn't a great kick. Pretty fancy pickup. Centres it. Fletcher nearly can't complete it. Bulldogs with the numbers. Cameron shuffles it out. Now it was West. Johnson gets on his bike pretty quickly. 2 bounces. Make it 3. Well shepherded. Oh, beautiful delivery again to Cook. They'll be calling him pirate. He'll have a sunken chest. The ball's hit him that hard so often on his chest.
He might as well play in front, Peter, though. Every time it's a short kick in.
Look at this. Lace up. Beautiful. James Cook, 3 goals 2 against his name today, as has Luke Darcy.
And Johnson wasn't very impressed that he didn't give it back to him either. He was standing on his own about 30 metres near goal.
Fair enough. Not a bad sort of a kick. Touched right on the line for one behind.
He's always looked their best option up forward, James Cook. When he's fit, he gets his confidence up. He really is a good focal point for him up forward. We all remember the great final series he played, so he is a big occasion player. If they can get him fit coming to the finals, he's going to really lift their chances.
Ben Nelson gets it to Hamill. Oh, he got the hand pass in, Bradley. Camporelli kicks. That is a terrific kick. If Diulio can get there, he's got it. Caught. That's holding the ball. Yep. And the umpire's pinged him for it. Liberatore, advantage paid. Liberatore to the centre wing. Montgomery stands underneath it. Chips it in low. It's a poor kick. Doesn't meet Croft. They've lost it to Hickmott. Now Fletcher. And that's now what's happened. It's a free kick back on centre wing. It looks like a Carlton kick to Hickmott. No, it's not. It might be Fletcher taking it.
Fletcher is, Pete.
So it's Fletcher.
McKay's warming up on the boundary line.
Now he's bringing it across the ground. He's got an option of 2. Nelson's 1. Nelson, right in the centre, a very crowded forward line. The Bulldogs, he can bring out wide. No, he's gone to the other side of the ground. It's a great kick. Lappin. Now, what's Lappin going to do? He's looking for the short option. Whitnell's on the lead. But, gee, it's crowded down there. Now a lead from Manton. He kicks to him. Can he mark it? No. It's over the back. Still the Blues with a chance. Murphy did well to Hamill. Hamill bends it back at goal. Good attempt, but he's just missed and kicked the point.
1 goal 2 to Hamill. They've done well, Carlton. They've tied up Rowan Smith. He's only had the 6 possessions. He's one of their gun players. And also Scotty West, just the 9 possessions in the game so far as well.
8-12 to 8-7. 5 points the margin as we approach the halfway mark of the third quarter. Leon Cameron. Now he's got Curley on his own, close to the boundary line on this side of the ground. He's also got Johnson. Goes to the former. Curley in the back pocket. Now he'll give it to Johnson, who slips over at the crucial moment. Hotly pressured by Fraser Brown. Wine tries to take him out and comes off second best. Kick comes up towards right half forward for the Bulldogs side. Nelson taken down beautifully in the tackle by Croft. Wrapped up beautifully. Fantastic tackle.
He had one of his arms, didn't he? He was pinned.
Looks for Cook. Oh, strong hands.
Beaumont's got to get a bit closer to Cook. He didn't get close enough that time.
Well, Paul Couch has mentioned a couple of times, you're best to play in front of Cook. He's a leading full forward, as you can see. He's led out from the goal square in the times he's kicked his 3 goals. So play in front. And if he can take a big mark over the top of you, well, good luck to him.
Hurting a cold day, wouldn't it?
It looks like Robbins on screen, getting a bit of a stretch.
Cook dummied that well. Cameron, they work it around to the front of goal. West goes in short. Gee, that's barely the required distance for a mark, but Powell's taken it. 13 goals he's kicked this year. A player who had the luxury of over 70 reserves games. Doesn't often happen in this day and age.
He's been one of their big improvers this year in the midfield. He really did step up when Tony Liberatore was out, and also Jose Ramiro.
He's got a very distinctive kicking style, hasn't he? He's easy to pick out on the ground, Powell.
Let's take a look at his kicking style. Take us through it, Pete.
Well, he places it on the boot pretty well, actually. I'm not sure about his set kicking for goal. He's got right under that, up and high. A beautiful kick.
Looks all right. He's got it.
Well, the young man from St Kevin's has really had a big season. He's been averaging 22 possessions a game. He really has stepped up. And the Bulldogs continue to answer this physical challenge from Carlton, who've been very good today. They've put a lot of pressure on the Bulldogs. They've made certain that they've earned every kick and every handball. Just a point the difference between the two sides. Bulldogs have hit back in this third term after trailing by 6 points at half-time.
Well, there's the Bulldogs interchange and warming up on the boundary line, but they just look a little bit more dangerous up forward, the Western Bulldogs, when they get into that 50-metre area. There's Allen going up before acceptances. West. Powell again with a wobbly kick up towards Grant and Silvani. Silvani will work hard. You watch him head down. In he goes after it. Still working hard. Murphy onto Hickmott. Hickmott wide. Whitnell did well. Bit of a lucky free kick. Oh, look at that though, playing on to Diulio. Terrific play by Whitnell. On to Bradley, who from 50 kicks a goal and has kicked a magnificent goal. Gee, that was good play back there by Whitnell, though.
Hasn't had a huge impact on the game, Craig Bradley. The 8 possessions so far, but that's a typical Craig Bradley goal from right on 50. He does it so well. He's always been very good with the ball. That's a great answer, and a quick answer for the Blues.
Very interesting stat from Carlton's point of view. They've kicked 9 goals and they've had 9 individual goal kickers. You don't often see that. Terry Wallace has a pensive look at proceedings, noting that Carlton are back in front by 5 points, 61-66, past the halfway mark of the third quarter. Montgomery a chance. Hamill's got it. There is a free kick that's going to the Western Bulldogs, and I think Scotty West might be the recipient. 3 times winner at the club best and fairest. Here's Powell, not a kick this time, but a hand pass. West labours it over the top to Garlick. Off a step into the 10-metre square. Cook and Darcy were both there. Well, Contessa might have been taken high. Grant's got it. Snaps at goal. Won't be a score. They need a mark. They should rush it through Carlton. That's been the case. One rush behind to the Bullies.
Andrew McKay back on the ground. Chris Massioff.
Thanks, Couchy. Margin back to 4 points in the third quarter. Chris Grant hasn't scored a goal today, just one behind. McKay, and there he is. Seems to be moving all right. That ankle strapped. He gets past Garlick all right. Bradley takes the mark in front of Cameron. Good mark. He looked for someone to give it to pretty quickly. Thought about McKay. Still looks proppy though, just looking at him through the glasses. That fell a little bit short. Allen, a little give. Camporelli, excellent hand pass. Whitnell crushes the tackle from Curley, goes at goal and has put it through. Great kick.
Well, 2 goals to Lance Whitnell, and what clever play. Just feigned that handball. He knew exactly what he was doing. He gave himself some space, and he was an excited young boy. Good effort here by Fraser Brown. Matthew Allen gets it out to Camporelli. And this is where you see the smartness. And if you want to be a good player in league football, you've got to be smart. And Lance Whitnell knew exactly what he was doing. Very impressive young player. He's got 2 goals.
Well, a fantastic goal to Lance Whitnell, the centre-half forward. And he's got a terrific head on his shoulders. Most players would have given the first option, the hand pass. He ducked back and came onto his right foot and made a certainty of it. It was just very, very good football.
You wouldn't have given the hand pass, KB, either, would you?
What are you suggesting, Peter?
Well, it's a free kick at the centre bounce. Now, someone must have encroached. I don't think it was in the ruck contest.
We've had 3 of those today.
Yep. And normally it's been the other way today. Now, here's a chance for Contessa. Under Powell, a goal coming up to the Bulldogs. Oh, he's hit the top of the post. He's hit that knob right on the top of the goal post, to the roars of delight of the Carlton fans behind the goals. Let's have a look at it. Bang, right on the tip.
We've had 3 posters today. Simon Beaumont has got 2 of them, and now Stephen Powell.
Oh, Dean Rice is going short. Silmani and Grant having a fantastic two great players matching up. Here's the kick. Oh, it's too high, that kick. Dangerous. They've lost it to Cook. Cook coming back, trying to get onto his right foot. A funny old hand pass to Darcy. Darcy has it smothered. In went Grant. Oh, they've lost it to Murphy. That's through working hard, the Blues. Now, he's going short. Doesn't reach Bradley. Good play, though. As it comes to Fletcher, onto the left. He bends it back, hoping they can take a mark. Allen! Oh, goodness me. This is a big, big kick coming up here for the Blues. A huge kick coming up, Kevin.
Yes, this had put him 15 points up. And there's Matthew Allen. He's had a big duel today, along with Scotty Wine. He's done well. He's taken 6 marks. He's had 16 possessions.
Well, there's Terry Wallace. His side is going to, if he kicks this, Allen, again the Bulldogs are going to have to come from behind and win a game. And the Carlton are really working hard in the packs.
Well, he's had the better of that duel so far with Scott Wine.
So the kick from Allen from 45. He has split the middle. It's a goal. 15 points the Blues lead by.
Well, the last 2 goals to Carlton have produced their first 2 multiple goal kickers for the day. Lance Whitnell and Matthew Allen both with 2.
Well, he has got that nice knack of just drifting down into the forward line, Matthew Allen. This young boy has also shown a bit today. Fletcher, he's had it 14 times. He's done some nice things. And a nice finish here by Matthew Allen.
Murray Vance back onto the ground, and a useful lead to Carlton now. The margin is out to 15 points. Can the Blues go on with it? Brown gives it to Fletcher, gives it to Murphy right on 50. Murphy blazes away and has kicked another one. And that took 12 seconds. Unbelievable.
Well, they've got 10 individual goal kickers, Carlton. And Matthew Allen, that centre square, is now starting to do some damage. He kicked the goal, went back into that centre square, got his hands on the ball first. Plenty of run. You can see the confidence growing now in Carlton. They've got a spot in the top 8 tonight if they can beat the Bulldogs. They've only lost the one game in the last 11. That was to Essendon. They did draw here against Hawthorn. Justin Murphy's had a big game again. He's had a fantastic season. No doubt he is a gun player now for the Blues. He's had it 20 times today. And throw in Fraser Brown with another 20 possessions. That's 40.
Well, we saw the worried look on the face of Terry Wallace, because once again his side is going to have to come from behind. So at the moment the margin is 3 goals 3, 21 points. You can see Terry there on the left, and onto the phone there'll be some message coming out to someone, but the centre bounce clinches. Brown has been outstanding with Allen. Well, Allen's getting first touch, and Brown, now there's no free kick there. Murphy's been good, and he's a terrific field. Oh, look out, you're nearly gone, Justin Murphy, as he brings it in towards Bradley. That's a great kick by Murphy, and a good mark, Bradley. Look at him up and wanting to do something. If I was him, I'd be putting it down near that goal square to Whitnell. If he kicks to Whitnell now, he's 1 out. He should be kicking. Oh, that's... Well, he's gone to Silvani. Whitnell was 1 out if he had have kicked it long. Silvani, he goes short, and he finds Vance. Murray Vance. He's going to kick the Whitnell on the lead in the pocket, but there's a pack there now. And I really think Bradley should have kicked the Whitnell originally. Croft is gone. Holding the ball? No. It's a throw in. The ball was over the line.
In Carlton's right forward pocket. Let's look at the tackle again. Wrapped him up well, but he was over the line. Wind. Very heavy traffic there. Brown snares it well. Thought about Vance. Comes back to Hickmott. Allen. For him, within kicking distance. He's a thumping kick. He's gone back with a run. It'll be longer than Dennis Lilly's.
He didn't muck around.
Gives it a roost. It's going. It's gone. Great kick. Matthew Allen gets his third. Carlton's 13th, and they've blown this game wide open in the all-important third quarter.
6 goals to 2 in this quarter, Pete. Fraser Brown has just been magnificent at ground level. And Matthew Allen now has just taken over from Luke Darcy as the most influential player on the ground. Not only is he doing on the forward line with 3 goals, he's doing in the centre square as well.
Well, again, a worried-looking Terry Wallace. He's seen this in recent weeks. It's out to 27 points. Again, Allen gets the tap. Brown went past the ball. Just little things going the way of the Blues at the moment, but it's been this relentless pressure that they've put on right throughout this game, and they've cut out, Kevin, a couple of those major playmakers of the Bulldogs.
Well, we said before, Rowan Smith, you know, he's been below his best. Even Chris Grant, he's got a tough job playing on Stephen Silvani.
And even Darcy hasn't been as dominant in this third term, mainly because it's been going down the other end all the time. There's Vance. And the umpire will come in and bounce it.
What's been important for Carlton is that Matthew Allen has just really stepped up another cog in this third quarter, and so has Murphy. The continued good play of Fraser Brown, and also Craig Bradley also with that team lifting goal in this quarter has just given them the impetus to really go on with this game now and maybe grab that spot in the top 8.
Well, it's pretty handy when your number 1 ruckman goes down and kicks 3 goals. There's Brown getting it to Curley. Grant. Good mark, slipping the away from Silvani. Now he had no one to give it to. Now he does. He's looking up here for Cook and Beaumont. Cook caught near the boundary line. Good. Oh, that was tough. Gee, that was hard. He didn't really have a lot of opportunity to get rid of that. He picks it up. Oh, then he tried. No, still tough.
Well, he tried to break the tackle. The ball was jarred free. Silvani to Rice. Can Carlton get another one before the 3/4 time siren? Croft in front. Liberatore was there. Curley brushes one tackle from Vance. Kicks towards centre wing. Bulldogs are looking down the barrel at the moment. Rowan Smith back onto the ground. Kicks up to Darcy. Probably the best player on the ground before half-time. Darcy leaps towards goal. You can see the clock ticking down. Kick comes out in the direction of Cook, and he's got it. Now he is a very, very long kick. He's hit the post before today. Margin is 27 points, but he's still got 3 goals, 3.
Tell you what they could do with it at the moment.
Sure could, Pete.
Pete, Scott Wine's come off for Rowan Smith to go on.
That's an interesting one because Allen has been getting right on top. Wine needs a breather, and they'll certainly need him firing on all fours in the last quarter if they're to get back into this match. Don't write them off yet. James Cook, if he kicks this, very important kick. Close to 3/4 time. It's on its way. That's not bad. Oh, it's like a tracer bullet. Now Hayden Kennedy says, OK, all clear, goal. James Cook, number 4, 4 goals, 3. So the Bulldogs just down by 21 points, and Kev, a very vital kick that was.
My word, and he is such a focal point now for the Western Bulldogs. He's a beautiful kick. It's a good play here by Luke Darcy. This is a good kick. He was on that lead, James Cook, and he put it out in front. What was
There's a
better
free
news?
kick to Carlton here.
Yes, Matthew Allen's got it inside the centre square.
Oh, gee, they won't like that. Well, Terry Wallace will not like that. He can kick. Allen should
Bradley's on his own.
Well, Matthew Allen was directing too much. He should have been giving it out here to Bradley.
Still on his own.
Now he's got runners everywhere. What's the time to go? Just under 2 minutes to 3/4 time. Gee, if they could pinch one. Now he thought about going to Bradley, but he drives it. Gee, that's a good kick though. A 60-metre kick. Croft. They've got no crummers down there, the Blues. That's Grant. Oh, Brown slips as he kicks. Fletcher brings it in towards half forward. Up they go. It's up the ground. In come the swoopers. Vance went without it. And now they pile on top just inside 50 for the Blues.
A minute and a half before 3/4 time.
I think Allen wanted to kick the ball, but the umpire was getting players back from around the mark, and he didn't blow time on. And whilst we might have been critical of Matthew Allen, he just wasn't allowed to kick the ball by the umpire.
Correct. You're right there,
Thanks,
Kevin.
KB.
Always right, KB.
Clarifying that. Grant. Can the Bulldogs pinch another one before 3/4 time? It probably wouldn't be just. But McKay, who stopped them in their tracks. Murphy, who's been good. Curley stands the mark. He'll give it to Manton. Now he's gone a little bit further. He's got Hickmott. Back to Manton. Back to Hickmott. Pass to Whitnell. Whitnell marks in front of his opposite number 8, Danny Southern.
Big kick this one.
Yes, and he is a big kick.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals so far, one in the second quarter and one in this third term, but you have to be impressed with Carlton's running ability, hard running in this third quarter.
Lance Whitnell for his third. Just outside 50, he's given it a chance, needs a ride. Darcy, as he so often does, reminiscent of Gary Dempsey at his best, marking in the last line of defence. Crediuk. Over to Cameron. Cameron clear at left half back. Not too much on offer out there. Grant outnumbered 2-1. Bradley and Silvani. Siren goes for 3/4 time. A late goal by Cook certainly helping the Bulldogs' cause. They came back last week down at Shell Stadium and pinched the match from the Cats. Can they do it again? They're just 21 points down, but Carlton with a very, very good quarter in which we saw the Blues boot 6 goals as against the Western Bulldogs 3.
They've got a great self-belief, the Western Bulldogs. That game against Geelong, then of course against Adelaide, that comes with being a good side and the fact that you really do believe in yourself, that at some stage of the game you're going to get on top. So the Blues, whilst they're 21 points in front, they don't want to underestimate the Bulldogs.
I'm sure they won't be doing that, but it promises to be a very interesting final quarter. You mentioned the result earlier in the year, just a couple of points. It will probably go right down to the wire again here at Optus Oval this afternoon. David Parker and Terry Wallace come out to address their sides. 13-12 to 10-9. We'll take a break. Back with the final quarter in just a moment. Don't go away.
A terrific game here today. He's also booted 3 goals. He's on the forward line a lot in that quarter.
Final quarter from Optus Oval. 21 points is the margin. Can the Bulldogs pull the game out of the fire again? They are the great escape artists of the AFL. Fletcher to Allen to Nelson. A good build-up by the Blues. Lappin Onto the left, bombs it long, not accurately though, and puts it out of bounds on the full. So they probably, arguably, should have done better with that. Krediuk to bring the ball back. Leon Cameron giving him a few instructions. Krediuk in the right back pocket. Darcy the target. Outnumbered. West need to get more out of him. Diolio nearly, probably should have marked that, and that's holding the ball. The Blues go forward. Powell, not a good kick either. Beaumont, Whitnell at the centre wing, and Murphy, who had a very good third quarter, really came into the play and gave the Blues something at midfield. Hamilton Krediuk, he'll go for the boundary line and finds the safety of it. Just outside 50 at left half forward. So boundary throw in. Good crowd here today. Darcy behind. Montgomery flips it up to Brown. Kicks off a step up towards centre wing. Silvati and Grant, they've had a great duel. Ratton tries to get it back to his teammate. Murphy's there, nearly taken high. Back to Lappin. Long hand pass on to Fraser Brown. Brown, short pass. Bradley marks in front of Johnson. The veteran does it again. 3 best and fairest, 5 All-Australian. Averages nearly 24 disposals a match. And getting better with age. Like those Grange Hermitage bottles you've got in your cellar, P. McKenna.
I wish.
Craig Bradley to increase Carlton's lead. Not with that kick. And through for a minor score. Does increase the lead though. Just one behind.
Yes, and this great player wasn't too impressed with his own kick there. That would have been a very, very handy one, but still it's a 3-4 lead, so 4 goals the Bulldogs need. This is Curley. He's way out in front of the Carlton Social Club. He'd be getting plenty of advice from the Carlton supporters. They're starting to boo him for taking too long. So Todd Curley kicks to centre wing Allen and Darcy. Allen flies. Whitnell. And he kicks long to half forward. Good play, Whitnell. Hamill flew. Couldn't quite hang on to it. A pack develops. And the umpire will bounce about 40 metres out from the Carlton goal.
Bench for Carlton is Chris Massey, Murray Vance, Brendan Favola, Adam White, as it was at the start of the game.
A couple of young players there on the bench. Couchy, Whitnell doing the ruck work against Darcy. Oh, taken away by Camporelli. In goes Krediuk. Oh, he gets it to Robbins. Robbins heads for the boundary line and just keeps it in.
It's mine, Macca.
You've got a Couchy. There he is. There he is. The Brownlow medalist down on the boundary line, showing the old skill there, son.
Canvassing votes
with Peter Larkins. So we have a throw in. It's a little bit of a nudge there from Darcy. Tried to get the better of Allen. Oh, gee, that's interference.
Silly play, that.
Luke Darcy.
50 metres.
Goes in short. Curley's got it.
50 metres against Allen.
It is. Hayden Kennedy will bring him up to round about the centre wing position. Just inboard from there.
You can't afford that sort of stuff.
Not at this stage of the final quarter, certainly. Luke Darcy, 15 kicks and 11 marks he's taken so far today. Cameron. Whitnell in front, Grant behind. Silvati and Manton, 2 experienced defenders. And they had second thoughts there about letting it go over the line. I thought Manton could have picked it up.
Yep.
Throw in. About 65 metres from goal now. 13-13 to 10-9. Whitnell and Grant. Won by Whitnell. Camporelli tried to crash through. Albeit not very far, so we're going to see another bounce. But this is helping the Blues cause, chewing up minutes early in the final term.
Well, what about Whitnell all the way down there, working his butt off, doing work across half-back. Now he's racing back to half-forward. So terrific play for a young player. Darcy and Allen. Oh, he went without it. Murphy. Cook couldn't pick it up. Fraser Brown's got it. The umpire's found a free kick. It's going to Cook. And I'll tell you what, well, he might be, he's a huge kick.
He's a big kick, Peter.
He is a huge kick. I wouldn't put, it's probably just a little bit too far. I mean, it'd have to be 60 metres, wouldn't it, Kevin?
Well, he's kicked 4 goals, 3 today. But he'll be kicking from nearly 60.
Well,
so you expect him to lob it right on the line.
He'll go close. He'll put it in the square. Yeah, and up and under. It'll lob right up in the square. Manton sets him. Oh, gee. Terry Wallace wouldn't like that. Uncontested, Glenn Manton. Marking in defence. Manton drives it back to that half. Oh, Murphy flew. Brown hooks it back. Smith underneath it. Oh, his teammate Contessa actually got in his way then. Taken away by Ratton. Beaumont, oh, Brown got a handy little fist to that. Nelson did well. He's got Brown to beat. Socket away by Brown. Montgomery after it. Strong tackle on Montgomery by Nelson.
Out of bounds deliberately.
Oh, I thought it was spilled loose in the tackle.
Yeah, it seemed to be a bit of a tough decision here. Oh, no, I tell you what, that little left-hand handball over the line.
Maybe.
I like Nelson as a player. He's good size, and he's added a bit to the Carlton side since he's got fit.
Good build. Whitnell, nearly. Seen those played before too. There he is again. Putting the body on the line. We'll call that a hard ball get. Modern terminology. Did well. Pretty rough and tumble in close. Hayden Kennedy will come in and ball it up once more. But all this suiting the Blues as the clock ticks down for
Bench
the
for
final quarter.
Bench for the Bulldogs. Simon Garlick, Scott Wine, Matthew Croft and Adam Contessa.
All pretty close in there, aren't they? And there's plenty of players around the ball. Brown, geez, been good. Look away hand pass to McKay. Still with that ankle strapped. Curley in front. Whitnell, he might have got this. He has. David Howard's paid it.
He's a good player, isn't he?
He's strong. Reads the play well. I don't think he'll ever win a store gift, but this is a great mark.
Well, he doesn't have to win a store gift, Pete, when he knows where the ball is, and he pushes up. He's a hard worker, gets to the front.
He is a hard worker, isn't
he? Puts his big body on the line. He's got an ample body, but he's not afraid to take a crunch from behind or from the side.
Hudson off.
I don't think I've seen a young player with a more mature head on his shoulders come into the game for a long, long time than this young kid.
Well, from his first game, he's virtually been their key forward.
I reckon he's been around for 10 years, wouldn't you, the way he plays?
This will hurt the Bulldogs if he can kick accurately. Kicked 2 today. He's kicked 3 today.
And it's always a sign of a good player. When you need a goal, they can go back and put it through the centre. Don't waste too many opportunities. I think, Pete, over the years, we've seen all the good forwards are capable of doing that.
I agree with that, Kevin. And
this man has been fantastic, Fraser Brown, today. He and Murphy have really dominated the midfield. Ratton's been a little bit down. Scott West has been a bit down also for the Bulldogs and Rowan Smith. But Fraser Brown has been pretty tough in the clinches. He really has helped set it up today.
Well, the margin now is 4 goals 4, which is 28 points. And I'll tell you what, they are a real good side, the Bulldogs, if they can win it from here. Here they come again, the Blues. Fraser Brown's been very, very good, but there's a free kick back. It's a Blues free kick. And it looks like it's going to Hamill. Hamill back in the centre. They hold the play on now. He's chipping it across to Beaumont. Looks as though he's moved away from the full-back area. Beaumont, an up and under kick. Whitnell. Still there with a chance to get at Whitnell. Look, but the Bulldogs are making no impression in this quarter, and it's a really good sign for Carlton.
So a ball up well inside 50. It's only about 25 metres out from goal. If they can pinch one here, they just about pinch the match, you'd reckon.
It'll be a good effort losing Koutafidis and Sexton out of that defence.
Have done well because Cooter's been in particularly good form. Allen palms it down. Brown out to Hamill, close to the boundary line. In fact, the boundary line was just a little bit too close. Out of bounds on the full. So a free kick will go to Crediuk. Let's see that.
Just
maybe
below the knee.
Crediuk in the left back pocket for the Western Bulldogs. They need a couple of goals and they need them quickly. Oh, Lappin, great mark.
It was touched off the boot.
Touched off the boot. He had the play on. Certainly a good grab. Took one of the early marks of the season. Of course, Brett Burton's probably got 1, 2 and 3 all parcelled up in that regard so far.
And 4, 5 and 6.
A ripper yesterday. I don't know whether it was his best or not, but it was well up there. Here's a free kick on the shoulder, Camporelli. Things falling into place nicely for the Blues. Whitnell and Hamill. Liberatore roams at best. Out to Robbins. Robbins in the left back pocket, confronted by Fraser Brown. Ramiro. This is the youngster Vance. Gets the hand pass away. One of the best on the ground, Fraser Brown. And it's tough in the clinches. It's going to be a ball up. When Fraser Brown grabs you, you're gone.
I reckon the player that they've really missed the Bulldogs because he's had an ordinary day is West. He normally gets the ball 35 times.
8 and 6 today. Not one of his better efforts.
And Rowan Smith, just the 7 possessions for Rowan Smith. They're two very important players. Fraser Brown, great then. Kick drop short.
This is Cameron deep in defence, and there's no one really to kick it to. He's forced to kick to a 2-on-1 to Carlton. 1 Bulldog. Oh, he did use his body beautifully then, Beaumont, then ran into his teammate. They've still got it though. Lappin, Hickmott. Now they get a mark here. Whitnell couldn't quite hang on to it. Taken away by Southern. Brown back to Southern. The Bulldogs desperately trying to get it forward, but there's a stumbling block there in Beaumont. Now Beaumont transfers play. That's good play. Nelson's got to kick it quickly. A low trajectory kick in towards the half forward area. It's dumped away. Taken by Fletcher. He bends it back at goal. The bounce. And Danny Southern just saves the day and taps it through for a behind.
Well, Fletcher's first score, but the Western Bulldogs still haven't scored in this final quarter. And we are only a minute and a quarter away from the halfway mark of the term.
Well, he's been a bit of a surprise packet today, Fletcher. He's had it 18 times, a former Geelong reserves player. He's been very prominent.
So is this guy. Darcy swings onto his trusty left foot. Montgomery. Ball punched to the front. There he is again, Fletcher. Ramiro. Little give to Johnson. Powell. Over the top. Might go to Murphy. It does. Grant's got him. Did he have the football? Bradley always in the coal face. Now there's a Bulldogs player out cold in front of us. I think it's Powell.
Well, 2 players. Silvani and Powell, is it?
And we nearly had a collision between Matthew Allen then and a couple of the trainers running onto the ground. It was very, very close. They didn't get skilled by Matthew Allen, who had his eyes on the ball.
Allen should bring the stretcher on. Credior. Hamill's got him. There's a free kick in the meantime going to the Western Bulldogs. Let's see what happened. Oh, a clash of heads.
Oh, clash of heads, yeah. Silvani seems to be okay, but Powell looks to be right out to it, unfortunately.
Now there are 2 stretchers. Well, how's this going to affect the game? Now, Silvani is walking to the interchange gates. Powell is still out. Or he's still on the... No, he's okay. Well, Sauce would have to leave for the blood rule anyway. The emergency umpire will assist him off. David
He's got to get on the stretcher.
He's telling him to. That's right, he has to. Now, about 50 metres behind him is Powell. Let's take a look at it from the air. Ooh. Ouch. Well, you can get breast fractures of the cheekbones and all sorts of injury complications from a clash like that. Broken noses. Steve Silvani seems to have come off the better of the 2. Powell is being carried from the ground.
Seems to be conscious now, which is a good thing. Thought he was right out to it at one stage there.
Well, you only hope that he hasn't got a nasty injury to his cheekbone, because he's been a very important player for them. It was a very heavy knock, and it's good to see him sitting up. And maybe he's just been concussed, and maybe he hasn't got any cracks or breaks, because he's had a terrific season, Stephen Powell.
Yep, and a good day today again, Kevin.
So the kick comes up towards McKay. He just couldn't complete the mark. Darcy takes the ball over the boundary line, and the umpire says throw it in. That will take place where all that has been happening, near the interchange gates on centre wing. We've got 10.5 minutes to go in the match. Bulldogs' last goal late in the third quarter, and we're now halfway through the final quarter. The throw in centre wing.
Well, a terrific performance this by the Blues so far. Let's see if the Bulldogs can come back. That's a very good mark by Macri. Garlick goes forward. They need a mark to Grant. He'd appreciate Silvani off the ground. Grant can't control it, and it's tapped over the line. So it'll be a throw in deep in that forward area. They need a couple of quick ones, and they need it fast. There's young Stephen Powell, who's been such a good player, and they're just checking his neck, and he seems to be okay, but he'd have a pretty sore head tonight, I would think.
Had 23 possessions and 7 marks, and also kicked the goal.
Well, Darcy has raced in for goal and has kicked a great goal. Well, number 4, that's his 4th, and Cook has kicked forward at Kevin. Maybe that's the start of a little comeback, because they're well known for fighting it right out to the finish.
And there's still time. There's over 10 minutes left in the game. Luke Darcy has been Bulldogs' best player all day. Early in the game, he was all sorts of trouble to Carlton up forward. He had three opponents before half-time. They've put him in the ruck. They've thrown the gauntlet down to him and said, try and lead us home in this last quarter.
Luke Darcy, 17 kicks, 3 handballs, 12 marks, and he's capped it off with 4 goals too. That's not a bad afternoon's work, whichever way you look at it, and he's kept the Bulldogs in this match. Still time, if they're good enough. Can they come back again? Hickmott, short of right centre wing, spears the pass in towards half forward, and that's okay. The mark is taken by Vance. Only a rookie. Croft in front. Might be paid the mark.
Oh.
In fact, nobody's paid the mark. Camporelli from Lappin snaps it goal out of bounds on the full. Leon Cameron will take a free kick on the left back pocket.
Peter, just on Stephen Powell, sorry, he's okay. There's no damage. They've checked him out, and he looks fine.
And what about Silvani, Couchy?
Silvani, just a bit of a sore nose, Peter, at this stage. So they can't come on because of 20 minutes for the stretcher.
Yes.
So they're out for the rest of the game.
His eyes closing up. Steve Silvani's left eye, look at that. Closing up.
Nice little mouse there tomorrow. Croft again. Allen punches, tried to get it down to Brown. Liberatore, Montgomery, Rowan Smith. Kicked a goal in the first quarter. Still Smith runs down the spine of the ground. One-on-one contest. Cook has it punched away by Manton. Manton reads the play well. Gets it out to Hickmott. Hickmott in turn to Murphy, who had a brilliant third quarter. Murphy from right centre wing. Now Carlton's forward line is open. Whitnell the target. Almost a mark. In fact, the umpire has paid the mark to Leon Cameron. Good grab under the circumstances. I think it's going back to Southern, is it? Oh, I think Cameron's got the kick, surely. Leon Cameron, who has been busy today, 11-1. Former best and fairest at the Whitten Oval. Goes short, finds Croft marking on his own defensive 50.
Croft gives it off to Brown. They need a couple of quick goals, the Bulldogs. That's a good kick into Grant. They're still dangerous, the Western Bulldogs. They keep fighting. That's a good kick. Cook should mark, and he does. That's a beautiful kick by Grant. And a nice mark by Cook, and he has been very good up forward. He's kicking for his 5th. And if he kicks this, we have got a real game on our hands then. Well,
Carlton's had 10 individual goal kickers. The Bulldogs have only had the 5, but the 2 multiple goal kickers with James Cook with 4 and Luke Darcy with 4. So they've been their keys up forward.
Well, it's 23 points at the moment. This would bring it to 17 if he kicks it. So 3 goals in about 8 minutes. Well, it certainly can be done by this side. So James Cook stabs at it and has kicked his 5th. So a very, very good performance by the big full forward, and they are not out of this game yet. 2 goals, 5 behind Kevin.
Well, it's alive again, this game, and the centre bounce very important now. Luke Darcy, if he can get the ball, get his hands on the ball, and the Bulldogs can get it quickly down, kick another goal, you can see the confidence then will rise. We spoke about this self-belief the Bulldogs would have after the big wins over Geelong, also the Adelaide Crows. There's a belief that they can come from behind and get up and win, Pete.
Terry Wallace, can he pinch another one? It would be daylight robbery if the Bulldogs get up from here. They're not out of it. Silvani off the down. Brilliant punch by Darcy. That's as good as a kick. Hickmott to Rice. The Blues need the next one. They need a steadier. Allen, he's been absolutely fantastic today. Arguably the best big man in the competition. Put Wind out of business. Murray Vance has taken it, playing his first game. The margin 17 points. Vance does the team-oriented play, looks for Whitnall. Oh, nearly grabbed it too. Bulldogs with numbers. Credior trying to get it to Croft. Cameron's kick long. Matthew Allen takes a beauty. There might be interference here. Bulldogs free kick.
This could be costly. And no Silvani down there is going to make a big difference in defence too.
And 50
metres
metres.
as well.
This will hurt. This will hurt.
Todd Curley with the kick. He'll take it now. On centre wing. Runs around the mark. Forward line still wide open. Manton, oh, great grab. Hasn't paid it. Did to me. Maybe he didn't hold it long enough. But he read that really well, Glenn Manton. Let's take a look. Reefs it in with one hand initially.
Oh, it did look like a mark, didn't it?
Like a mark to me, Pete. But it's a ball up in the Bulldogs' left forward pocket.
Yes, and pressure on now, the Blues. They're mounting their challenge, the Western Bulldogs. Well done, Beaumont. Hickmott, Brown. Breaks the tackle. Oh, that was very, very good. But Contessa is there. Hudson, the dangerous player. Hudson tries to bend it back and kicks it behind, but they're starting to pepper the goals, the Bulldogs. They are now only 16 points out of this game.
And remember, at the 10-minute mark of the quarter, halfway through, they hadn't scored.
And remember, there's no Silvani. The Bulldogs have lost Powell. Whitnall gives it to Beaumont, but oh, that's a bad sign. He's kicked it straight across to Smith. Now Robbins, he's going to bomb it long. Who'll take the mark? Grant sets himself. Oh, he couldn't quite hang on to it. It's a free kick to the Blues. It'll come back. That'll be Dean Rice by the looks of it. And he can go wide to Whitnall if he get... No, well, Cook's going to pick up Whitnall now.
Rice with the free kick in the last line of defence, and Chris Grant. Gee, has he got cramp or a knee? Something there, not quite right. Beaumont to Massey, short of midfield. Carlton supporters yelling to get it out towards centre wing. Ratton's there. Whitnall leads, or wants to give off a hand pass. Camporelli confronted. Whitnall again out the front for Ratton if he can get there. Murphy can. Tried to get it back to Nelson, who applies a tackle on Johnson. Ball jarred free. Almost out of bounds. Now Macri, the rookie, first gamer. Macri's kick up towards centre wing. Bounce is going to be a factor. Fraser Brown may get there first. He'll go for the safety of the boundary line in front of Montgomery. And the umpire says throw it in. But the Bulldogs fans out there thought there may have been a chance.
It was a great contest on the boundary line, wasn't it? With the tackling and the chasing, the quick hands. They did well then, the Bulldogs, to get the ball back to the half-forward line.
I'll say they did. They've really lifted a notch, as they often do. They're a good side. And Carlton have to just hang on there. And in fact, if they could go down and score a goal against the Tide, it would be invaluable, because it would relieve a lot of the pressure. Because at the moment, it's all one-way traffic. It's going the way of the Bulldogs. 16 points to margin. Allen to Hickmott. It's a loose ball. Macri trying to get it out. He scoops it out, actually, and in fact over the line. So in fact that wasn't Macri. It was Adam Contessa who scooped it. They look very alike, those two. As we see Rice. What can they do here? Nelson gets it to Camporelli. Camporelli drives it long. Murphy at the back, but coming across the front is Credior. And the Bulldogs are starting to look dangerous.
They look dangerous, especially if they can get the next goal. Contessa just inside the boundary line. Brown and Montgomery contest it. That's out of bounds. That will be a throw-in, according to David Howard. Well, what a finish. The match earlier in the year went right down to the wire. 16 points is the current margin in favour of Carlton. Rice tries to barge his way through. Allen flips it back. Brown's got it. Johnson, unbelievably still in play. Montgomery just inside the boundary line, confronted by Rice. Chance for McKay. Oh, he kicked it out on the full.
Those Blues.
There's a free kick
There's a
down
free
here,
kick to Cook.
and it's going to James Cook.
Oh, no.
About 60 metres from the action, and a free kick has been paid to Cook against Manton. He's directly in front. He's only 20 metres out. The ball would have been at least 60 metres away, and Hayden Kennedy has picked up an infringement from Manton on James Cook.
Gee, this could turn the game.
A big play.
Didn't see that.
I don't think anyone did, but it must have been there.
Well, he's got 6 goals, James Cook. Now you can see Craig Bradley's having a chat to Hayden Kennedy. Manton's there as well, and along with Dean Rice, and there's Manton pleading his case, but it's too late. James Cook has got 6, and the Bulldogs are just 10 points down, and there's 4 minutes left.
Can they pinch another one?
Well, the Carlton would be devastated if they lose this game from here.
4 minutes to go, Pete.
Yep. Well, what a game now. 10 points the margin in favour of the Blues. 4 minutes to go, and the momentum is definitely with the Bulldogs. They always come home hard. They're a very, very fit side. It's right on 4 minutes now. What the Blues need is to go up and score a goal themselves and just relieve a bit of the pressure. There's no Silvani down back, and that makes a big difference. Now they go forward through Ratton, and this might relieve the pressure. Diulio is there. He keeps it low. Bradley, can he mark it? No, he can't. Oh, Croft is marked. He's at half back. He's going to swing onto his right foot. He's got a transfer play. There's a loose man out here. They've got 2 players. Oh, well done, Fraser Brown. You might have saved the day there. Ratton is there. Liberatore. Ratton again. They dive in there, and it's tough in there. Fantastic play, Fraser Brown.
Fraser Brown was great, Pete, because that long kick was going to Brad Johnson, and Fraser Brown made so much ground to make that a contest. Put his body on the line. He got crunched. It was a good call, Pete. He just may have saved the game there for Carlton.
Yeah, it was a really hard ball get, that one. In the vital stage of the final quarter, Allen wins it. It's a foot race. Rice confronted, loses it. It's still in the centre square, and we're going to see another bounce. Terry Wallace frantic in the coach's box.
Who'd want to be a coach? Fair dinkum.
Yeah.
You've done it, KB.
Safer up here, KB. Allen reaches over the top. McKay nearly tripped up as he went in for the football. This is all suiting Carlton.
Oh, look at this.
Quick kick by Smith, I think it was. Up to Camporelli. Hickmotter's got it. Vance, oh gee, that's a free kick surely. Murray Vance, in only his first game.
Just a little bit exuberant there, Leon Cameron.
Oh, he's kicked it to a kennel of Bulldogs. Montgomery flips it up with the front. Fraser Brown. Hamill. Lappin on the left. Misses to the right-hand side. One behind. That would have stitched it right up because we have still 2 minutes to play. Lappin has kicked 1 goal, 3 this afternoon. The Blues have it down there. 11 points is the margin. The Bulldogs need 2 goals.
There's Steve Silvani, that left eye closing, and they really could do with him. He's got the ice under it. Now Cameron's going short to Brown. Still time for the Bulldogs, but they've got to get a quick one. They've got a 2-on-1 situation here. Over the back. This will suit the Blues. Racing after is Aaron Hamill. Well, he goes back. It's got to be good.
Danger.
Oh, that's holding the ball. Oh, no. He just got it away in time to McKay, and that might save the day because the mark has been taken up here by Massey. And the time clock is ticking down. 1.5 minutes left. Chris Massey puts it up to half forward. They swoop. It's no mark. Taken by Brown. That's good play to keep it close to his namesake, the other Brown. Oh, here he's got it to Cameron. They've got the loose man going. Rowan Smith drives wide. Ramiro. Oh, this is danger for the Blues. Ramiro's got it on centre wing. Big danger coming up here.
Needs to get it moving quickly, Jose. Loose man is Curley. Oh, he's kicked it just a little bit too wide of Hudson. Was it out of bounds? It was, but not on the full.
Terrible kick. He could have given it to Hudson.
A metre to the left, and Hudson would have snaffled it, I reckon.
Oh.
So we have a throw in. The Blues need to man up. Allen and Darcy. Grant. Quick hand pass. Contessa kicks a goal. Well, what a finish.
Well, they'll have to get the ball out of the centre. They trail by 5 points and there's only 35 seconds left. So we talk about importance at the centre bounce. This is going to be it. You can see Grant rode this magnificently. It was great vision there to give it across Contessa, and good play by the young player, because he didn't panic under pressure. He just sized up the situation and popped it through. What an important centre bounce. The Bulldogs, can they pull off a miracle win?
Oh, surely they can't do it again, Kevin. 35 seconds left in this game. The pressure on Terry Wallace, as you can see. Allen flies. Oh, that was an important get. Smothered. Held to Allen. Loose ball. Liberatore. A throw. Advantage play. McKay gets it there for time clock ticking down. Liberatore threw it out almost. It's a free kick to the Bulldogs. Liberatore, 15 seconds. Cameron. Grant. 10 seconds. Here they go. Don't tell me they're going to do it again. Johnson brings it in front of goal. Up they go. Cook. Caught. And there's the siren. The Blues have won. What a game. Well, Kevin, they deserved to win, the Blues. The Bulldogs were valiant. They didn't give up, but they finally couldn't pinch it.
Well, a great win for Carlton. They'll be in the 8 tonight. It was a game they wanted to win to just keep that momentum going. David Parker did throw down the gauntlet to them during the week and said they were a B-grade side as far as their skills were concerned, orientated skills. But they held off a very good side and only lost one game in the last 11, the Western Bulldogs. And they came at them again in that last quarter. They got tremendous spirit, the Western Bulldogs.
And Kevin, they're in the 8, the Blues.
In the 8, there's Terry Wallace. He'd be disappointed. It was a crackerjack game and a great finish. They kept on coming.
They could have pinched it. Let's go down to Paul Couch.
And Matthew, what were you thinking that last 5 minutes there? Do you think you were going to throw it away after playing so well early?
They did that to us last time they came back, and we just got over the line by 2 points. So to get up is a pretty big win for us at this stage of the year.
And your own form was fantastic today.
Oh, pretty happy overall. A few lapses, but yeah, reasonably happy.
And Fraser Brown, how was that lunge there to save it there?
It was a freak. I think that saved us the game, that one where he went back. So he does it every week. So
you did very well. You kept the midfielders down.
Yeah, I suppose our midfield of Rattles and Murph did a great job today.
Good on you, Matthew. Well done.
Well, he's arguably the best big man in the competition at the moment. And Carlton displacing Sydney in the 8 at the moment. That's after 18 rounds. But the Bulldogs, they are a class side, and they will certainly figure well in the September action, you would think, from here. All right, well, there it is. Carlton in a thriller here at Optus Oval, defeating the Western Bulldogs 14-15-99 to 14-10-94. We'll take a break. Back in a moment. Don't go away.